Welcome to another exciting edition of The Raven's Flock.
Yahoo!
Welcome one, welcome all. It is Saturday, September 21st. We are near the end of the first month of fall season, and we're still heading towards the spooky season. Well, yep, and it's spooky time all around, but
It's been spooky time.
It's always been spooky time.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Imagine going to work. Nothing more horrifying than that.
Well, oh God. I mean, he's not wrong.
It is
Not wrong.
It is spooky 24/7.
Yeah.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
But
No, 12 months.
365 days a year.
12
Listen,
months, 24
they're
hours.
not wrong. It is spooky times, but they're fun and happy spooky times that we can enjoy. Now, welcome one to and all to the Ravens flock. I'm the host, Jose Casabona. I'm also the host of Wrestle Rewind, and I am the founder, executive producer, and content manager of this channel. We appreciate all of you tuning in tonight. And joining me on my left is the host of Los Amigos Play, a man whose edge is a little bit dull after playing a bit of Shadow the Hedgehog. But don't worry, folks. He's going to get better. He's going to get a lot better. Mr. Angel Mendez.
See, the problem is that rings are round. They have no edges. You put me on a mission when I had to literally avoid the concept of edge. That's why it wasn't.
Oh, no, Angel, you're wrong. See, those rings are a little bit sharp up the outside, so they're all edge and no point.
They had not enough edge. It was like a pizza cutter.
Yeah, all edge, no point.
Yeah, unlike Shadow the Hedgehog.
Yeah, no point.
Next time, I'm killing tails. Thank
Wow.
you for joining us today. I appreciate your time and your
Rude.
patience.
Blasphemy.
Last time, he shouldn't ask you to collect referrals. So, once again,
You just devolved into babble.
Let him
I
go.
tried
Let
to
him go.
Spanish,
Let him
but
go.
the Spanish became
He tried to
Spanish.
baby.
He tried a baby.
Ugu Gaga, shut the fuck
All
up.
right, everybody.
So-
Come on.
As usual, thank you for your time. Thank you for joining us today. It is a joy and a pleasure to hang out with my boys and my girls today. And as usual, I hope that you enjoy how we make this show as much as we enjoy making it for your fucking rings. Lord of the Rings!
400
Gotta
rings,
go
you couldn't
fast.
nail it.
400 books and the Silmarillion still kills
Listen,
me.
man. The
Silmarillion.
path of the hero is a very tough path.
No, it's a round path because it's full of rings.
Also, it's a cyclical path because the hero's journey just
Goes to the beginning.
Yes.
That's why you have to break the wheel.
All right. Let's continue on because joining us is one of our awesome cosplayers here on this channel. Here's Dragon Fan Cosplay.
Hi, guys. I'm still tired.
Wait.
I hate when you randomly wake up early. It's not fun. And
I
then
don't
you
like
barely
that
get
either.
back to sleep.
I
Yeah,
hate
it's
that.
almost like getting woken up and not being able to go back down after something you're trying to do, and you can't go back down because you can't do it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, bullshit. You don't know.
Can't
What
go
you're
to
Anyways.
sleep because of woke.
Joining us from our far right, we have another one of our awesome cosplayers. Folks, here's xeiana Rose Cosplay.
Hi, guys. Pain is not a fun thing to deal with.
No, it's not. Oh my God.
Feminine
Never
cyclical pain cycles suck
Wow,
ass.
you don't need to announce it to everyone.
Who said anything about announcing? I was pointing
To
a
be
general
fair, though,
fact.
to be
You
fair.
just outed yourself.
To be fair,
No, you outed it.
It's kind of an open secret, so we can't really argue against it.
Well, now that Angel Mendez has relinquished his unfiltered king throne crown, I see we have a new heir to the throne.
Bitch.
No kingdom lasts forever. I will simply proceed my crown gracefully and hand over the throne. Now you get to make the racist jokes.
Yeah,
So
let's
the
see
thing
how.
about Angel is... No.
Well, no.
Angel's Angel.
We're gonna keep a counter. We're gonna see how long Juan can go for the remainder of the year without making a racist joke. Because you're gonna do it. It's gonna happen. And when we catch you with your pants down, we're not gonna let you live it
Yeah,
down.
I'm calling the police for independent exposure.
For independent exposure?
You mean
Dude,
independent? He did it on his own.
yeah, I mean...
And it was
duh.
indecent, right?
I mean, that
Nope.
depends on what your taste is. Were there children around?
No.
No.
Okay, then it wasn't quite indecent, but it was still a dick move.
Yes, it was. And speaking of dicks, joining me on my right is the host of the Black Files by Type Partner Wrestle Rewind, the man who puts in the hours behind all the videos on his channel every single week. It's gonna happen.
What's gonna happen?
Penis.
You're gonna fall in the same trap as Angel, and you're gonna make the racist jokes. You're gonna do it.
Implying it's a trap.
Bold of you to assume that I'm going to follow into it. You motherfucker. Don't you know how this doofus works? He doesn't fall into those traps. He sets
He
them,
makes the traps.
he makes the traps, and he jumps in, laughing, kicking, and screaming all the way down.
Oh boy,
Not-
that's
not-
a
not
bottomless
kicking and
trap hole
screaming.
right there. I sure hope somebody doesn't stumble.
Yeah, Wancho, continue. Yeah, Wancho, you continue to defend yourself while we inevitably wait for you to trip on the banana peel, Mr. Juan Arauz.
Thank you for that fine introduction, Jose.
He's gonna do it.
Don't you ever forget the mister. Funny of you to make a banana peel joke and I'm wondering when I'm going to make a racist joke. It's almost as if you're trying to make a racist joke of some kind, Jose.
What?
Is there something that you want to say about people who enjoy bananas?
But everybody enjoys bananas.
Everybody
Are
enjoys
you a
bananas.
bitch that likes bananas?
Oh my
Maybe
Are you a
god.
bitch that likes bananas?
Maybe I do.
Guys,
like
bitch
bananas.
likes
Guys,
bananas.
you're
Yeah.
talking about
See what bitch likes
bananas,
the bananas.
and I have a gutter mine. Thank you very much.
That sounds like a you problem.
And
It
much,
is a me problem.
It is an us problem.
and much like all our other shows, folks, we are simulcasting on YouTube and Kick. Hit the subscribe or the follow button on the bottom right corner of your screen. Click the bell icon to enable notifications. Leave your questions and comments below. We'll answer as many as we can. And if you wish to go above and beyond to support the Ravens flock, then you can become an inner flocker. For $4.99 a month, you'll have access to all the perks that comes with our membership. Juan, tell them.
Well, for all the inner flockers we've got in our chat, and I know we have plenty, go ahead and show off those lovely membership badges and custom emojis, letting everyone know that you're here to help rescue the Ravens flock from the clutches of late-stage capitalism to become full-time streamers. Since 2013, we've been working hard and staying strong to make your voice our mission. The only thing standing in our way now is the fact that we have to work 9-to-5 jobs just to keep the lights on, just to keep a roof over our heads. But there's a simpler solution to that. All we need from you is what you guys have been giving us this whole time, which is your continuing support. Just continue to support the Ravens flock, share this channel, spread the word, encourage your friends and family to become subscribers, tell them to do the same, and before you know it, we'll have enough subscribers and inner flockers that will be able to break the chains and finally be able to work for ourselves, finally be able to work for you, finally be able to work without losing our fucking minds. Well, losing our minds on something that we don't believe in, at least. With your help, we can and will succeed. You also get access to members first and members only content, a special discount in our merch store, link in the description below, and you also get access to all of us, the Ravens flock, your favorite motley crew nerds, here to make your voice our mission by providing us your thoughts, your input, your feedback, and your ideas to better shape the future of this channel to suit your tastes and needs. Hey, up in the chat, we got Lisa Boo, Aaron Cooper, Project Metal Music, Sarah Serenity Magical Cosplay. How you doing, Sarah? Alex VA is back in the chat. How you doing, Alex VA? We appreciate you being here. Ben Cruz is in the chat. Hey, up, Ben Cruz. And also, Sarah Serenity dropped a $2 super chat.
Hey, fantastic.
Thank you.
Come kidnap me so I can come party with y'all. Maybe. Maybe.
It's always a party when all of us
Please
are around.
don't ask people to
Yes.
kidnap you. That is an extreme illegal thing that we are legally not allowed to do by legal legalities of the legal system. Send me a letter, I'll do it myself.
Oh my god.
I just need some gas money.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that you said it with your mic off away from you.
I just need more gas money.
There you
What's
go.
that? What's that, Angel? Can you say that incriminating, horrible thing a little
I
clearer?
require the gasolines to put in my car to legally drive to another state and legally break into someone's house and legally take them against their will to a legally unknown location.
Wow.
Meaning here.
The feds can't catch me if I just say it's legal.
Angel, while we don't have any gas to supply you, and while we strongly condemn actions that are illegal that you may not be thinking about in that head of yours, the one thing that we do have an abundant supply of is energy.
That's right, baby. Just like every other time, just like every other place, just like I'm trying to pull this thing right from between my legs. This stream, as many others, has been brought to you by the thing I just gave birth to. Glytch Energy.
That's right, folks. The ideal beverage for all geeks and nerds to keep your body vitalized and supercharged. Comes complete with 0 sugars, 0 calories, 0 carbs, 0 lags, and 0 crash.
That's right. And not only does it come with utilities, it also comes with delicious flavors. Almost every other week, Glytch is bringing out one new flavor. In fact, Mr. Arauz, you did inform us that they came up with a new flavor to celebrate an upcoming video game title.
Oh no, not upcoming. It's influenced by a legendary
it's already there.
old school game. This flavor is called King's Spirit, which is
8-bit.
inspired by the Elder Scrolls 2 Daggerfall.
Raise your hand if you're an Elder Scrolls fan.
Can I raise half my hand?
Kstorm has got all their limbs up.
Here. I'll do it for kids.
Kstorm just jumped on her bed and went 4 up like a dog.
You know K-Storm's gonna want it.
Yeah, well, it's sour fruit punch flavored, so I don't see why she wouldn't
Ooh,
want
That's
yeah,
right.
yum.
Delicious
I would
and
love
tasty.
to
And
try
more
that.
importantly, is flavorful and it is good for you in the taste buds. At the end of the day, we say and we repeat time after time, if we don't like it, we don't sell it to you. We try these products ourselves every single day. We put them in our water. We put them in our milk. We put them in our tea. We don't put them on the beer because beer sucks. But we put it in almost every liquid that comes into our bodies, except that one. That doesn't count. That's for adults.
And of
Where
course,
was I going with this?
well,
Right. It's good for you.
It's good for you. And if you
tastes
go onto the glitchenergy.com and use our promo code FLOCKFUEL, you'll receive a 20% discount on your order. So
yeah, we would if we wouldn't like this, if we wouldn't be, if we didn't like glitch energy, we wouldn't be hawking it.
If we didn't like glitch
we
energy,
wouldn't be
xeiana
downing
rose and
it.
dragon fang wouldn't be downing this. They'd be chucking it away like it was last week's
They
dinner.
have actually become addicted to it. We should probably call a doctor. But more importantly, we're gonna call on Glitch to keep giving us this sponsorship and on you to get your hands on this delicious, highly reduced product. We do this because we love it. Well, they do it because they love it. I do it because I hate Logan Paul. So if you hate that son bitch as much as you hate as much as I do, give them your money so I can get a piece of that pie.
And so we can stick it to Logan Paul, because fuck Prime.
And of course, we would like to thank Glitch Energy for partnering with the Ravens Flock. We really do appreciate this. Don't worry. Juan has not sent any crazy letters, but expect a lot of letters from kstorm requesting that flavor.
She's gonna mail her.
The King
She's gonna mail
Spirit.
herself.
The King Spirit. Yes.
Yeah, no, she's just gonna mail herself in like a UPS priority.
She's gonna mail a Claymore sword.
You're gonna
No,
walk into your room.
they're gonna have to wheel her out in a cart, and then when they show up at the office for Glitch, and sorry about this, Ollie and Ago, I'm sorry about this, but kstorm, she's got a mind of her own. I can't control her.
You're gonna walk into your room at night today. She's gonna be covered from head to toe in sticker post-its and holding a drink.
And
Like,
then return to sender, return to sender, return to
what
sender.
you got there? A smoothie.
What's this one note on your boobie here, kstorm?
Malaysia.
No. It's just gonna be a handwritten note from our partners at Glitch. What the hell is wrong with you people?
You're not getting a discount for this.
like, no discount for this.
All
We'll
right.
send you the bill.
All right, nerds, let's go ahead and continue on, because let's go ahead and talk about something that we can all universally like and appreciate. Let's talk about Pokemon. Yay! To put a short...
Do you want to be a master?
Of Pokemon?
You have the skills to be
Number one. Now, to put it in basic terms, Pokemon is an incredible world-uniting phenomenon that has pretty much, that's pretty much united the entire world.
It is the mascot of Japan. Ironically, considering Nintendo doesn't do Pokemon games anymore. But needless to say what you will about the games and their increasingly zigzagging quality, their fame cannot be denied. Pokemon is one of the most recognizable brands in the world. When I say mascot, most people think Pikachu.
Yes.
It's crazy how well they nailed that stuff.
They come out with lots of games. They've come out with so many different TV shows.
Pokemon centers in Japan.
So many Pokemon centers in Japan. Of course, without them, Pokemon Go would not have gained such a big boon in 2016.
And let's not forget that Pokemon Go literally let us obtain world peace for like 48 hours.
And it was beautiful.
Until somebody got robbed.
And
it was
people
beautiful.
actually got out.
We actually got to go
until people actually started trespassing into private property.
Yes.
And also started walking into the streets.
Wasn't that these guys' faults for placing their thing?
No,
it
was because there were rare Pokemon like there was Lapras.
Oh God, you're
and
right.
there was Tauros.
If you want that Gyarados, you gotta
hit
run
by
into the middle of the
cars.
highway.
No,
okay?
if you want that Lapras over there, you're gonna have to grab a rowboat. Okay, you're gonna have to
And
row
people
out.
did that.
It was insane.
So it was
People
great.
rode into a middle of a lake to get.
It was both
Pokemon
world
Go
peace
was
and natural
good,
selection.
But
Wonderful.
people became really stupid.
It was such an
because
amazing.
people got hit by cars.
Guys, think about this. It was such an amazing phenomenon that even at one point the Pope gave its endorsement to it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
was a little
hold
weird.
on, which Pope? Because we had, cool, okay, the progressive, Polish Pope, and then we had Darth Benedict the 16th.
Before that.
No, so the cool Pope, John Paul II.
Jean Paul II gave his endorsement to Pokemon.
That was back in
went.
1998 and 99.
When
Literally
Pokemon
went,
hit its popularity.
a video game. Get over it.
Yeah, he literally said, like, guys, it's a video game.
But
It's
to be fair,
about
though,
community and taking care of each other and working together. What's wrong with you people?
during those early days, it was also the times when almost all media for children was bad.
Was the
Harry
devil
Potter
and was stupid.
satanic. Dragon Ball. There was I still remember it. I saw it. Somebody showed me the clip.
Sailor Moon is inappropriate.
They saw the picture of a newspaper article having Goku and Vegeta and Frieza stare each other down and talking about how the incredible violence of this show is going to corrupt our children into doing the bad things.
Oh my God.
I'm like, my brother in Christ, when your kids get internet, they won't need Dragon Ball to do violence.
The only thing is, I do have to say, Pokemon has definitely gone downhill in the matter of games.
Sadly, that
I
has
have
happened.
not completed a Pokemon game for a very long time.
Sadly,
That's
that has been the
sad.
case.
Black
That
and
is
white.
true.
Black
After
and white.
Ash Ketchum has, pretty much wrapped up his story and becoming a Pokemon master,
won. He did
as
it.
far as the popularity goes with Pokemon, it kind of hasn't been the same.
It's still big,
It's gotten a little stale.
but
It's
to put
big.
it simply,
Stagnated.
it hasn't gotten better because ever since the games left the 3DS, ironically enough, and they jumped over
Yep.
for the bigger,
The Switch.
they began to get more covered out and more developed by Tencent. And unfortunately, they have a very big quantity over quality approach. And as a result, the games only seem fixed on putting as much content as possible, which means that the most recent releases have become obsessed with giving you the biggest world ever with barely anything to do, leading to a myriad of glitches, crappy gameplay, and quite frankly, an absolute shameful lack of difficulty.
Also,
Yeah.
you have noticed that we've gone through, when they first started to expand the Pokedex, we're like, oh my gosh, new Pokemon. Now we're like, more Pokemon.
Yeah.
But don't worry, I know a great way to get some popularity back into Pokemon.
Like what?
How about some friendly competition from a rip-off Pokemon
Okay,
game?
they do need competition, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, listen,
They
Jose.
do.
You've got to be very careful how you call these games a rip-off of a Pokemon game. I mean, it's not like it's an actual 100%.
Hey, hi guys, I just developed a rip of a Pokemon game. We gave them guns.
Wait, what? Can you do that?
Many
Pokemon
guns.
with guns?
Big guns. Massive guns. Also,
Wait,
we
are
give
you talking about Pokemon with guns?
Yes, and more importantly, we have base building and crafting. And also, all our NPCs are hot.
Survival Pokemon game
With guns.
with guns.
See, I'll be the first to admit, I don't really care about Palworld, so.
That's fine.
That's fine.
Angel,
There's
Juan,
plenty of people who do.
Juan, give us the basics on Palworld.
No, actually, Angel, give it to him.
Actually, Angel, give us the basics.
Long story short, Palworld has a complex history, mainly because the studio that developed it doesn't have the most blue of reputations. They were known for dabbling into NFTs and IA art later, but then they dropped that when they realized it was not going to help their reputation. So they figure, let's make a game. Now, this actually I found out today. They released some articles. The canonicity of them is dubious because this is basically a personal report, and one of them basically claims to be an artist that worked in Palworld, and they specifically quit after they kept telling them, basically, don't make them too much like Pokemon. We want to have some similarities, but we don't want to keep them too close because otherwise it's going to go beyond parody law. So they mentioned that they specifically drew the pals to make them kind of look like Pokemon, to hit that familiar touch, but not too close. So basically, use parody law to get away with it.
Well, that's the thing. Why do you have to make a parody over something instead of making something new?
Well, it's
I'll
still
tell you why.
something new.
I'll tell you why. Because every new thing that tried to imitate Pokemon has failed miserably. I'm not kidding. Almost every single one failed miserably.
Sounds like them problem.
So they made the smart decision of, let's not actually imitate Pokemon. Because as far as the actual designs go, that's as close as it gets. The actual game of Palworld specifically tries to go for a different crowd, the survival crafting crowd. The actual plot of the game, if you could call it that, is that you get dropped in a big old island with randomly generated terrain and all your pals running around. You don't just use them to fight, you use them for everything. You use them to build, you use them to craft, you use them for food.
Yeah, you
can
can eat
craft
them.
bigger
You can
and
eat
stronger
your
weapons.
pals?
Yes.
Yeah.
In
Right.
fact,
Yeah, you can
if
cook
you
your
kill them,
pals.
their body pixelates.
Yeah.
So you don't see what actually happens.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
So is there an actual plot other than you're just dropped?
So far, not yet. They plan to
Okay,
promote for it.
that's where I
Okay,
find a
but
problem.
what we can agree on, based on what you're telling us, there is no rip-offs. It's not a beat-for-beat rip-off from Pokemon by any means.
The only thing that this has to close to Pokemon is A, you throw balls to catch something, which is not exactly a Pokemon thing, and B, some of the designs are blatantly rip-off from Pokemon. But everything else,
Almost like color palette swaps of some Pokemon.
thankfully,
Yeah.
they actually changed a few of those specifically to avoid that.
That's
now,
good.
But still.
That doesn't matter as much as the fact that Palworld is massively successful. It is true that the game, the numbers of players have dropped, but that is because they literally, that's all the content they have for now. They specifically says, we don't want to make live action games. We're going to release more content later, but right now, the game is like 60 hours.
Yeah.
So that's a lot
fine.
of content.
Or more.
Yeah, and people are still playing it. The numbers have basically gone down because that's what happens to every game. But that's not important. What's important is that Palworld is successful. Palworld is incredibly successful. In fact, it made a shit ton of money, and Nintendo is not very happy about that.
Yeah, somebody might would have somebody should have sent a memo to Nintendo and be like, guys, it's not like what you
Well,
think it is.
Sir, should we do better Pokemon games? No. What
One
about
thing they shouldn't have said is because when you're advertising, you should advertise completely
said
separate. They
Pokemon
literally
with
said
guns.
with
Pokemon with
advertising,
guns.
Pokemon with guns.
Now, for the record, that is not in the official advertisement. That's just something they put on a Q&A kind of thing. But they still said it.
The
still a
fact,
Q&A,
I
but they
know.
still said it.
Advertisement that's basically
yeah, the
said,
advertisements
Pokemon with
literally
guns.
said
Yeah.
it.
Before we head into the headliner, I want to say hi to Ulysses Fartknocker. How you doing over here, pal?
Oh,
Hello.
Also,
Oh,
Sarah Serendi was saying she still wants
EV
Tell
Evolutions.
Tell
EV
them the
Evolutions
glitch.
too.
Let's see. Pokemon Go play in traffic. I'm thinking about making Pokemon cosplay, but it would be Team Crystal inspired by Sweettoon.
Yes, okay.
Yeah.
Let me say right now, Pokemon Crystal is my absolute favorite
I want
game.
it to be remade. I want to
Also-
replay it again.
Love it.
Also, Psycho Freak in the chat. Hey up,
That
Psycho
Suicune is
Freak.
amazing.
Welcome to the Ravens flock. I wouldn't call Yokai Watch a ripoff.
Yokai Watch is its own thing.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
died.
Completely different.
It died really fast, though. I guess it just didn't caught on.
It's because it
was
didn't
very
catch on
niche.
as much
It
over
was
here.
very niche.
Saying over
Yeah.
here, also said, take Lucario and change his clothes. It's
Yeah.
hard to get closer than that.
Well, it's more like they look Lucario and give him clothes.
There we go.
Yeah, no, some of the designs are not plagiarism, but they are pretty blatant.
It is
They're
skirting the
skirting
line
the
a little
edges.
too much.
Apparently, they're blatant for.
edging the line.
They're blatant
pretty
enough for
close.
Nintendo to take these guys to court.
Now, for the record, Nintendo, I guarantee you, was not going to do this until they saw how much money Palworld was doing. And more importantly, they know they couldn't actually go for the designs because Palworld protects that. I mean, let's be honest. If nobody could design anything that looks like Lucario, that'd be pretty fucking shitty.
Well, let's go ahead and get to the details right now. In an article provided by Variety.com, the headline reads, Nintendo sues the maker of Palworld, a game some have called, quote, Pokemon with guns.
By
Yeah.
Todd Spangler.
Yeah, it's odd.
Again, that literally looks like an Electabuzz.
Yeah.
It
With a
does,
fucking gun.
don't it?
No, he looks like a
Electabuzz.
beefed up Electabuzz with I don't know, Gengar's body,
It's a Gengar
Pikachu's
with Electro's face
and-
and
Yep.
the minigun.
Yeah.
The
There you go.
minigun just brings everything together.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gatling gun.
Palworld,
That's a Gatling gun,
a
yeah.
survival strategy game known
Colloquially.
colloquially as Pokemon with Guns, is the target of a patent infringement lawsuit filed by Nintendo and the Pokemon Company. Nintendo said that the lawsuit against Pocketpair, the company behind Palworld, was filed on September 18th in Tokyo District Court.
Whoopsie.
The lawsuit.
They even said Pocket Pear.
Yeah.
That's the name of the
Pocket
company.
Monster.
The lawsuit seeks an injunction against the alleged infringement and compensation for damages, quote, on the grounds that Palworld, a game developed and released by the defendant, infringes multiple patent rights, according to Nintendo.
By the way, those patent rights, Nintendo filed them a couple of months ago. So they
Which is
filed those
bullshit.
patents specifically to do
for
this.
this. Nintendo will continue to take necessary actions against any infringement of its intellectual property rights, including the Nintendo brand itself, to protect the intellectual properties it has worked hard to establish over the years.
2 months ago.
The company said in a statement on Thursday.
Doesn't patents take like a long time to get
Uh,
approved?
Not for this.
Not
They
for this
basically-
kind of stuff.
They
Okay.
filed the patent and then they immediately filed the suit.
Palworld was released in January 2024 and quickly became a hit. On its website, Tokyo-based Pocketpair said, quote, Palworld is home to over 100 unique pals, each equipped with a diverse set of skills to enhance the player's adventure. Along your journey, you will also encounter formidable boss pals that pose a challenge, even for the most seasoned pal tamers. Naturally, these boss pals are also capturable.
So
I would
legendaries.
like-
So legendaries.
I would like to give props to some PAL World players I saw who basically there was one of those legendaries who is a giant elephant made of trees.
Ooh, cool.
And it actually has a pretty cool design. And they go, we cannot fight this thing, but it's weak to fire. So I'm going to fill the entire field with torches. And just kite that thing to run through every single bonfire and just take increasing stacks of dots. And more dots.
More dots now.
And after
All right,
about
stop dots.
And after about 10 minutes, a bunch of level 10 players beat a level 60 pal by basically kiting him around and running into the fire.
Well, that sounds about right. But getting back to it, responding to the Nintendo Pokemon Company lawsuit, Pocketpair said that it has, quote, received notice of this lawsuit and will begin the appropriate legal proceedings and investigations into the claims of patent infringement.
All right, check this out. At this moment, we are unaware of the specific patents we're accused of infringing upon, and we have not been notified of such details, Pocketpair said in its statement. Our goal as a company has always been to create fun games. We will continue to pursue this goal because we know that our games bring joy to millions of gamers around the world. Okay, Pocketpair continued, it is truly unfortunate that we will be forced to allocate significant time to matters unrelated to game development due to this lawsuit. However, we will do our utmost for our fans and to ensure that indie game developers are not hindered or discouraged from pursuing their creative ideas.
Amazing. I like how that statement, even though they're not directly addressing Nintendo and Pokemon Company, they're pretty much painting them as the corpo bad guys.
It's not that hard.
They kinda are. In July, Sony Music Entertainment, Japan, and anime subsidiary Aniplex inked an idea with Pocketpair to establish a new joint venture, Palworld Entertainment, to promote the domestic and international licensing business of Palworld and further expand the IP.
So, Aniplex and Sony Music Entertainment are working to create like a Palworld franchise cinematic universe thing,
And this is
just
why
like the
Nintendo
Pokemon.
got pissy.
Yeah, no.
Because the Pokemon anime is not doing so hot now that Ash left. Ironic, really.
Well, honestly, I'm sorry, but Ash was well overdue to leave.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you could only be 12 so
10 years
long.
Everybody's
Seriously.
still 12.
It's like Tom Cruise. He's in his 60s, but he's constantly acting like he's still 25.
He still looks 25. It's kind of weird.
You have any? That's because he got rid of a lot of body thetans.
Oh, I see. That explains-
Also, I'm sorry, but the Pokemon anime, it's just been the same thing over
It
and
is
over and
the same
over and
thing.
over and
That's
over
why
and over
it's for
again. And
children.
they lost
it needs
me
a new, like,
way
facelift.
long ago.
No, that's it. That's the whole plot. The point is, even the anime is not doing so hot. And the point is, recent Pokemon games, despite still selling high, have come down under some severe criticism from everybody because, ironically, they are doing the same thing that the anime does. The same thing over and over and over and over. And the best part is, people are complaining now that there is no challenge because
There's not.
they are basically forcing you to be so strong that there is nothing you can deal with. So Palworld borrows, clearly, the aesthetic of Pokemon, but it gives you something that people like, which is survival crafting. It gives you an actual challenging because there's difficulty there. And though there is no story, it gives you the ability to craft guns. And you cannot underestimate the ability of take your adorable, cuddly pal and give him a 50 cal.
And give him a
You can't argue with how
a
good that
30
is.
millimeter Vulcan.
See, I just
cannon.
miss old Pokemon.
I'm just saying
Yeah,
there
it is
is
good. In the
casino.
there is clearly a market for that.
Now, for the record, this is not confirmed, but it is rumored around social media that the patent that they're trying to sue them for is the patent, and this is the one that made everybody turn against Nintendo. Because let's not lie to ourselves, Palworld is a little slimy. There's it's pretty good, but there's some slime on the corners.
There's
But what is
some,
the patent?
Sus.
People believe that the patent they're trying to get is the patent where you throw a ball specifically to capture things.
Well, what other games have a ball that you throw at?
I forgot, but I'm pretty sure there's a few that do. I forgot the name. Hang on. Give me a second.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure that this lawsuit isn't gonna hold very long with
Depends how long Nintendo is willing to make it
Here's
hold.
here's
I
the
mean,
cra-
it is Nintendo.
Now, here's the crazy thing. These guys are filing this lawsuit in the district court in Tokyo. That's where the headquarters for Pocket Pair and for Nintendo and the Pokemon Company are at.
Yeah.
You okay, Jose?
stretching.
Right. Okay.
Continue.
Now, the parody laws and copyright infringement and stuff in Japan are a little more, shall I say, draconian than they would be in the United States, and that's saying something considering the kind of laws we have when it comes to parody and fair use and being able to like skirt those lines. The U.S. Patent and copyright laws are much more permissive. They're much more open than they are in Japan. However,
More relaxed.
just a little more because we have free speech, however free it could be. In Japan, not so much.
Yeah, they're pretty obsessed with the corpo culture over there in Japan. Hilariously, this also means that the Japan public is 100% down behind Nintendo we've had this one because Pokemon is their fucking lives and they are brainwashed by that. It's gotten pretty bad too. Apparently, some people are commenting from Japan that if you're working in certain entertainment avenues, you're not even allowed to mention Palworld.
Really?
It's bad.
Yeah.
How does that work?
Ironically, Palworld has a huge fan base in Japan too.
All right. Well, that being said, getting back to it, so the patent that Angel mentioned, that's just one of the many things that Nintendo and Pokemon have taken issue with Palworld, because we have another article here that.
Oh no, that's the same article. As well.
Same. Oh, well, screw it.
Now, see, here's the reason. The reason why people are turning against Nintendo on this one is because copywriting or patenting video game mechanics has very long time been seen as basically sabotaging everybody
Unless
else.
it's something completely unique to that game. No one
Even
has ever
then,
done
that is
it.
for example, do you guys remember the old Dragon Ball fighting games?
Yes.
Oh yeah, Dragon
You know how
Ball,
they're-
Dragon Ball Z
Budokai
Budokai.
Tenkaichis
There
and
used
all
to be
that.
little mini games in the loading screens.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know why we don't see those anymore?
How come?
Yeah.
Because Bandai Namco copyrighted those.
Yeah.
Ah.
Remember how Devil May
What?
Cry 3, the original DMC3, had a little mini game where you could slash and shoot the loading screen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do you think it's gone from the HD collection? They
Because
copyrighted that.
So now no one could do.
Nobody
no one
can
could
do it.
Steal it.
Another one, the entire rival system and a minion system from Shadow of War and Shadow of Mordor, copyrighted. Nobody can do anything like that in the future. Anytime you see a game company make a game with shittier versions of something another company did better, is because they copyrighted it. Basically, another way of it's the worst kind of game. Because you're basically saying, nobody else can do this thing everybody else was doing a while ago. Because you give it a name and a brand, nobody can use it anymore. And they have tried that before. There was a couple of companies that tried to, straight up, I don't know which one it was, they tried to copyright the concept of rhythm games. Thankfully, that one didn't go through.
All right. Well, we can't argue against the fact that the developers of Palworld, they found a market. They found something that fans could get behind. And with Pokemon, like as we talked about it so far, like once you've already accomplished everything you need in Pokemon, it's basically the same thing over and over. Like, what's even the point?
There's no
Here's-
challenge anymore either.
Well, here's the thing.
Shiny hunting.
They've also gone after other ones who were making fan games.
There's
like
that.
the insanely, it was going to be successful.
Toxic.
Pokemon Toxic.
I'm sorry,
which
the one
peop-
now, it's gone.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. There was a demo, and we downloaded it. Now you can't even use the download. However, that was originally something that people were looking forward to because they're like, "Oh my gosh, this is amazing! It brought new life to Pokemon."
What's
They
that the
weren't
problem?
going to sell it,
It wasn't
and
gonna
they went
bring-
after them.
That's the problem. It's not that they brought new life. It's that it didn't bring
Well,
them
and
money.
that's the thing.
Yep.
Nintendo was actually very worried because it gained such a following
Yeah.
that people thought it was actually official.
Yeah, Nintendo
and
is
they
the
hated
Disney
it.
of Japan.
And that's the thing. You want to bring new ideas to the table, and Pokemon Toxic had it.
Okay, but what if we just do the same thing all over again, though?
No. That's
Yeah.
literally how you kill your brand.
I
I'm
know.
sorry.
I have to say this: most of the Pokemon that they were coming out with is kind of
Mid.
crappy.
It's getting trashier and trashier.
It is.
because all the designs are like
Mid.
now we're making what?
Yeah, you remember back with the first 150.
Fan made
Yeah.
151.
151.
better.
Well, remember, because before, Mew wasn't even in there, and then, boom, Mew, and people were like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
you saw Ho-Oh.
Yeah, and
the
so
anime.
everything was very brand new. And then you had the next generation, and the next generation. Honestly, after the fourth generation, things started getting
For the
a little
record,
eh.
Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, the most recent one, sold 25 million copies. That's a pretty good number,
Nice.
but that is still lower than what they usually sell on average because there's less to do. Let me give you an example of what is one of the big problems of Pokemon right now. Now, obviously, the collecting aspect is what matters. The problem is, there's nothing stopping you from blazing through the whole game. There is no difficulty. There is no challenge. And that means that the reason why you're even collecting the things in the first place, to make your own personalized team with its own strengths and weaknesses, doesn't matter as much. There is a reason one of the most popular things that Pokemon fandom has created is the Nuzlocke challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never did it. Never did
Specifically
it.
because it actually puts an actual aspect of difficulty and sacrifice in the gameplay. You don't have that here. And as a result, let me put it this way. There is nothing stopping you of making your own personal party of your own personal Pokemon, but at that point, you're just going for the aesthetics because everything becomes so strong that barring very specific boss battles, you will blaze through the whole thing. And when you combine that with a, frankly, staggering number of glitches and bugs and just a lack of quality of life
Saying no.
things, do you know that for this day, they still don't have voice acting in those games, right? Right.
Yeah, you know, it's
Nothing.
weird that they don't have that.
There is a very, very okay, in Scarlet, there is a very, I can only describe as awkward moment. I think it was the previous game, or it was Scarlet, where you fight the brother of one of the main characters. I think it was the one before Scarlet, and he's supposed to be a punk rocker. And you get this incredibly awkward scene of him bobbing on the mic, tapping his feet, and the crowd is going crazy, but nothing's coming out of his mouth. There's no music on the scene either, so it's just like, is he a mime? And it just keeps going and going and going.
I also miss it when you actually had an actual rival that actually was really freaking good. Gary.
There hasn't been a good rival in a while.
Because Gary had, had Eevee. And then depending on if you won both, lost both, or won one, lost.
Yeah.
the other, it changed into the different 3
There's
evolutions.
also way less. There's also way less customization in general. The moment
Yeah.
they went from boy to girl to A to B, all of a sudden they also lost like half of their clothing options for
Yes.
some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you
hated
diversify
that.
so much that you become less diverse? Bro, give me my closet. I want to put some fashion on this motherfucker.
Wancho, your thoughts?
My thought, I think you're all crazy. No, as far as this goes, my initial thoughts on this is just, what the fuck is wrong with you people over here at Pokemon? Like, you guys have made every single point that I could even think to make. I can't even consider any fucking counter argument other than like, guys, it ain't that deep. It's a video game. Oh well, it's our franchise. It's our $1 billion IP. Like, yeah. And these guys are barely a percentage in the market share.
Indie game.
It's an indie game. They're barely doing anything to threaten your existence.
They are
in any way.
succeeding. That is
And
a threat.
let them.
Well,
No, you can't.
but that's the issue. It's like it seems like Pokemon is not actually listening to what its players want instead of just rehashing the same old. And honestly,
They keep selling.
Why
again,
They're
should
gonna
they?
take new risks.
yeah,
that's
but
the
they
thing.
also have so many Pokemon now. It's becoming a chore.
Where's our evolutions?
I cannot remember.
Right? We want more
Evolutions.
evolutions.
No, I can't
want my
remember the
evolution.
last time I actually completed the full Pokedex.
Yeah.
All right.
There's too many.
Yeah.
It's too much.
There's too many.
At that point, you're
Like-
just wasting balls and wasting time. Don't waste your balls.
So, needless to say, this
getting another
lawsuit
game?
from Nintendo and the Pokemon Company to Palworld, it's a completely unnecessary, and it just paints a bigger picture. Like, if people haven't figured out that you guys are crummy now, then they have now because of the lawsuit.
In the words of that one guy, I don't care if Palworld wins. I just want Nintendo to lose.
Now, before we get into the next story, let's turn to the chat.
All right, let me take a look over here. Yeah, I want Crystal remade. We all do.
Same.
Ben Cruz. Problem is, why sue them now and not when the game launched? Oh, they
Money.
tried. As a matter of fact, they the only real successful lawsuit that Nintendo, the Pokemon Company, had regarding Palworld, back when it started, was the fact that people, the moment Palworld came out, had gone and made a Pokemon mod,
Yeah.
swapping out the
Yep.
Palworld pals
And
with
that's
Pokemon.
not really the fault of the company. That's just the fans being all cheeky with their modding abilities. You
Exactly.
can't blame them for that.
It's adorable, but it's not on Palworld
In
to.
fact, when you think about it, maybe that was the exact point when they started planning to file those patents.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
As you said, it takes a while to get
I
there.
could see that happening.
Also, let me see here, because they wait until they made a lot of money first, huh?
Yeah.
Ash leaving felt like my childhood was dying. Yeah, we still don't have a new evolution.
I know.
Exactly.
We have all been asking for EV evolution.
Like, which one is missing?
I want a dark Eevee
So
Pokemon.
many. We
Hang
want
on.
a dragon.
I want a dark Eevee Pokemon.
We have
Yes.
one.
It's Umbreon.
Well,
It's
yeah,
Umbreon.
we do have Umbreon.
Umbreon.
Sylveon.
Sylveon was fairy, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah, Sylveon was the
fairy.
last
Okay.
That was
one.
our last evolution.
I thought Glacier or Leafeon was.
No,
those
Sylveon
ones
was
were-
the
Sylveon.
last one.
So,
But we don't have dragon.
Yeah,
we don't have
where's
ground.
I thought we had ground.
no.
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 We
We
don't
don't
have. We
have-
don't have flying.
Eevee herself is Eevee.
How is it gonna
Normal.
fly?
Eevee
We
itself
don't
is
have
a-
poison.
Normal
Normal.
type.
Yeah.
How is it gonna poison?
Steel? Ooh, I would.
We
love
have
to see
grass. We
steel
don't have
one.
poison.
Steel.
Yeah.
We don't have
Oh,
steel.
Steel Eevee. That's just
Steelion.
a robot. It's just a robot Eevee.
Oh no, it would look
Steelion.
like the T1000.
Hang
from
on a minute.
Terminator.
I want to read Fart Knocker's comment. Nintendo, how dare you innovate in the only genre of video games we dominate in?
That's the best part. They don't even actually innovate. It's a survival crafting game. The actual Pokemon combat aspect is not even a combat in there because you can just pull out your own gun and join the fight. The other trainers will do it. You can capture people
You can capture other people
and put them to work in your slave camp.
in your minds.
The children yearn for the animals that yearn for the mines.
But
That's
thank
so weird.
But-
Hang on a minute. Let's see here. Sarah Serendi was saying, I wanted to go full circle with the evolutions, including a normal type at the end, like an
Yeah.
evolved normal type.
It's just a normal Eevee, but slightly bigger.
Yeah,
Like slightly
yeah,
bigger, a little
fighting
leaner,
bug.
a ghost.
So
There's an
1,
easy way
2,
to give
3,
your
4,
to make your
5,
Eevee
6,
into a ghost
7,
type.
8.
It's called use the gat.
We have 8. Wait, no, you forgot a dragon, so that's 9. 9 EV evolutions.
I'd like to
we
see a
still don't
metal
have.
tape.
I'm surprised. That's Steel. I'm surprised how many are missing.
Steel
Yeah.
type, yeah.
Stevie.
And every time
His
a
name
new
is
game would
Steve.
come out,
Iron
people are
Man.
like, "Okay, where's our evolution?"
Because
Right?
before we always got
We need a new evolution.
You know what the best
Yeah.
part is, though?
Yeah.
Digimon is not getting into this mess. They're like cute animals with big guns. Yeah, sure, that's awesome. We got them too. Sick, bruh.
Like, dude, we had them since 1998.
Hell, we made hot women with guns. What if we made hot women the guns? Wait, I have an idea. Hot women's that are also monsters that also have guns.
No. Make the hot women who are also monsters who also have guns, but then they also turn back into amorphous blobs.
Johnson, you fucking genius. Here's all my
that's
money.
the thing that that's the thing that Digimon actually carries higher than Pokemon. Their anime is better.
Well,
That and
That
the
can be
Digi-evolving
listen, Pikachu is
isn't
cute,
stuck.
but the other guy has a T-Rex that turns into a cyborg T-Rex. I
Listen,
can't even deal
I'm
with
sorry,
that
but
shit.
original Digimon was literally the best one
It's still
ever.
pretty good. I don't even know what they're doing right now. I stopped.
I
Digimon
stopped
Adventures or
after
I stopped after the one where Quinton Flame
Frontier.
punches
I
everybody
stopped at
in
the
the face.
Frontier.
I've only watched Digimon and
that
Digimon
one.
Fusion.
Yeah, I kind of like
We've got the
it, I'm not gonna lie.
Digimon movie over here. If
The
you
movie
want.
was pretty good.
love that so
Yeah,
But
much.
I
Watch
digress.
it.
Point in case is what I like.
A
okay,
legendary Eevee. That'd be
That would
fucking
be
hilarious.
cool.
You know what it would be? Oh, sorry. What would be the legendary Eevee? You know what it would?
Dragon.
No. I've got you. I've got you on
What's
this. I've got you on this.
I'm listening.
The legendary Eevee ought to be just to piss everybody off. Just like a regular ass level 1 Eevee that only knows Scratch.
Fuck that. No, do the dragon.
It would be the biggest fuck you to everyone.
It's the best TV because she. What's the difference? This one actually loves you.
Do you know
And
why?
To capture it, you need to have a Master Ball.
You need to
So-
earn her love, then she'll come with
Do
you.
you guys remember when the I Choose Eevee and I Choose Pikachu
Yes.
one came out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Eevee one everyone went for. Why? Because it's
Because of
motherfucking
fucking
Eevee.
Eevee.
I always wanted one that you could actually have Eevee as your partner, and then you can choose what it evolves
It's like
to.
Pikachu,
You know what I'm going to do?
in my opinion, overrated. Eevee all the way.
I love Pikachu, but I mean Eevee.
Yeah.
Eevee, man.
Okay,
Eevee.
here's what I want to do. There's this company that sells you these big old metal posters you can stick to your wall. I forgot their name.
Display.
Display, thank you. I'm gonna get this plate, and I'm gonna get me one plate of the Van Gogh Pikachu.
You see, listen.
And I'm gonna put that shit right on my living room.
Unfortunately, Angel, we can't promise you that, but there's something we can promise you.
What?
A really, really cool anime series on Netflix based on a really cool video game franchise that you like.
There's a lot of cool video game franchises I like. You're gonna have to be more specific.
What is it?
Well, you know, it involves a main character. He wears red. He's got white hair. He's got a huge sword. He kills demons. He likes strawberry sundaes
And pizzas.
and
Oh,
pizzas.
Ragnar the Blood Edge from Blast
No.
All right. Enough Pokeballs and enough balls. It is time to go balls to the walls. It's time for this party to get fucking crazy. Because that's right, baby. It has been announced that on Netflix we are getting, finally, we had a proper trailer for the Devil May Cry anime.
About damn time.
Yay! So are we all just gonna casually
Finally!
forget that one Devil May Cry anime that came out in 2007?
I will never forget it. It was actually pretty good.
Okay, thank you.
I will
no.
insist to my... It wasn't the best, but it was still pretty solid, and I will fight for that shit.
All right. And an article provided by Tudum.
No. Tudum.
Tudum. Yes.
By Netflix.
Oh, I get it. It's the soundbite. Son of a bitch.
Devil May Cry creator Adi Shankar wants you to quote, get hype.
Don't worry, he still thinks Dante is cool. For the record, this is a pun on the previous Indian guy that did something with Dante.
All right.
Oh no! Don't tell. Wait, are we talking about the DMC Ninja Theory?
The other guy actually kind of looked like this guy.
Oh god damn!
Kamin Antoniades kind of looked like an older version of Adi Shankar.
All right. Well, if you're looking for a Virgil to guide you through the inferno that is Devil May Cry, look no further. Adi Shankar, the creator, showrunner, and executive producer of the animated series from Capcom, has a few things to say about the show and the world he's created. And don't worry, he still thinks Dante, voiced by Johnny Young Bosch, is cool.
Rest assured.
Now, hang on a minute. Before we get to the rest of the quote, guys, get your squeals out of the way for Johnny Young Bosch.
It's
amazing.
our boy.
Okay, Angel, you may continue.
Thank you kindly. Also, let me just clear up some doubts right now because some people were concerned, righteously so, that they replaced the canonic voice of Dante, Ruben Lando, with Johnny Young Bosch, who voices Nero, so it gets a little confusing. People were concerned because previously Ruben Landon lost the role of Kane from Street Fighter because somebody got way overreactive over the crazy shit he says on his YouTube channel. Ruben Lando is a conspiracy theorist.
Ow!
It's weird. But aside from that, he really doesn't do anything wrong. You really shouldn't lose your job over shit like that. But somebody goes, no, don't worry. Ruben Lando still works for Capcom, and somebody went to Johnny and went, "Hey Johnny, why are you voicing Dante instead of Ruben?" And he said, and I quote, "There is a reason." That's all I'm gonna say. Let it cook. Click the article, please.
All right, Angel, go for it.
Rest assured, we are working very hard because we love the franchise and because we want to deliver something great, Shankar says. Shankar, who was a showrunner for Captain Leatherhawk, a Blood Dragon remix, says he and the development team partner Alex Larsen have been working on the series based on the hit video game every day since the first announcement in 2018. Our goal wasn't just to pump out another animated show. My goal is to make one of the best shows on the Netflix platform, period. Shankar partnered with the studio of Mir, The Legend of Korra, The Witcher, Nightmare of the Wolf, whose portfolio of prior animation, he says, speaks for itself. His message to the excited fans? Get hyped!
What is Devil May Cry about?
It's all pizza and depression!
Okay, what does Devil May Cry about? All right, do we have to explain?
Pizza and depression.
Okay,
I
pizza
mean,
and
for
depression.
people who don't get it.
Okay, fine.
Sinister forces are at play at the portal between humans and demon realms. In the middle of it all is Dante, an orphan demon hunter for hire, unaware that the fate of both worlds hangs around his neck.
What is Devil May Cry based on? Devil May Cry is based on the popular action-adventure game of the same name, developed by Capcom and created by Hideki Kamiya. The game follows the hunter Dante, who makes it his life's mission to avenge his mother's death by killing all the demons.
So we're basing this on the story of the first game, but clearly the trailer showed a lot of things that were already from the previous games. In the trailer, we see Dante fight Agni and Rudra in a high-speed motorcycle chase. We see Echidna shut off for a split second, and more interestingly, they're taking stuff from the manga. The dude that you see dressed like a rabbit with a suit, he was the demon of the manga that sadly got cancelled after like 2 volumes for some reason. And he had a really bizarre scene where, well, the dude apparently can control illusions, which leads to this really creepy scene where a grown woman, who is actually a little girl, tries to get into Dante's pants, but Dante's like, "Nah, bitch, I saw that shit coming. Get away from me. Be gone, small thought."
What do you call a thought who's that young? That's so weird.
There was a term for it.
Oh,
Somebody
yeah.
wrote a book about it, I think.
Good point. Okay, yeah, never mind.
We're not gonna get involved in that shit.
Never mind. I'm
Point in
not.
cases. Now, while I personally have my doubts on this one, no offense, I did like the first 2 seasons of Castlevania. I did not care for the third one. It felt like it was meandering too much. I'm gonna give this a shot. I always give stuff a shot because I like to think that this dude has learned his lessons from the criticism of the previous Castlevania series. If he didn't, I will go to his home and I will kick him in the balls so hard that they will fly out of his mouth and land in the top area of the Temeni group. So far, though, this is looking pretty fucking hyped, though, I'm not gonna lie.
The trailer does look very well done, and this is just a taste of what to expect once the series drops on
yeah,
Netflix.
and Dante causes 9/11 or something.
No. Dante's.
Angel, what the fuck,
No,
dude?
Dante's.
That's it.
No, that's a freaking exploding cargo plane.
No,
Angel.
you're right. He's trying to stop 9/11.
There you go.
There we go.
I would
Pizza,
like, though,
and his gun is inside.
That's actually pretty solid. You know what? That's actually really cool.
you also notice that he's not using ebony and ivory because this is before he gets them. Also, that's a plasma demon from 1.
Jackpot. He even wrote jackpot on the slug of
There's
the
a kid
bullets.
now. And yeah, he's doing the thing. Also, interesting to see him fighting humans, so he's clearly holding back. I won't lie to you though, hearing Johnny coming out of Dante's body is kind of weird.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. My name is Dante. no.
There he is. There's the guy. That fucker.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But that being said, I'm gonna watch it. I'm looking forward to it. I like the original anime, but you know what? I am open to new ideas.
It's very clearly that this is not going to follow the games like beat by beat. This is its own thing. So I'm going to see how they do it. If it's good, great. If it's bad, then well, I'll reserve my judgment until I get to that point. I'm going to see if they can build a good style meter.
How about the rest of you?
Style meter, Angel. It's a show. You don't
It
need.
needs to have a style meter.
It does. It's impossible to have a style
Listen,
meter
if we don't see Smoking Sexy Stylish on the top corner
It's
after
trash.
every episode,
Then it's trash.
what he said.
Garbage.
No, you
Shit.
gotta be.
Refuse.
You have to be logical. How does it even?
It's Devil May Cry. What is this?
I'm asking it. How the hell would you logically have that shit happen?
Oh, that's easy.
on a-
You do it like a gag. You know, like the movie Shoot 'Em Up?
Oh Jesus!
Yeah,
It's kind of like
that.
how you judge Star Trek, Juancho. If there's no religious or political conflict in it,
Then it's not really Star Trek.
then you'll
is it?
throw it in the black hole.
I mean, to be fair though, Star Trek's entire premise relies on that kind of thing, you know, because you're meeting other cultures and religions.
He's a fan of DS9, folks.
DS9 is pretty good.
DS9 is awesome.
DS9 is fucking sick.
It's still timeless to this fucking day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sadly, not all shows have a long-lasting shelf of life.
Now, normally we keep the notifications of wrestling for a bit later, but let's be honest, this is kind of like, you know what happens when you don't take out the trash enough times and the garbage piles on your back too much? So when you pull it out, it starts dripping this miscellaneous liquid and now it's all over your fucking floor and you are like, God damn it, I'm going to have to sweep through this whole thing again.
No, you can't sweep this liquid,
gotta
Angel. You have to
mop it
mop
first.
it off.
Yeah.
And you have your socks from when you just woke up,
Yeah.
and the liquid got onto your sock, and you can't
Yeah, it's
change your
bad.
sock out.
And
yet
the
because
worst
it's
part is
all
that
in
you
the
pulled out
laundry.
the trash yesterday, so the garbage bin is on the other side of the yard, so you gotta walk through the grass
All the way
with your
across
socks with the dripping bag,
and
and
the
you're
dripping
like,
bag, and it's all on your foot, and you know.
it's like this.
But before we
So
get
enough
to...
about Tony Khan. Let's talk about business now.
All right,
my
well, before
God.
we get to that, let me get to live chat real quick.
Hello.
Oh, Sarah Sereni says, Ruben, yep.
Hold on, Ruben Langdon is Dante. I met him, and he's always been kind. Yeah,
Ah.
Honestly, when you put away the weird, like he talks about chemtrails, it's kind of bizarre.
yeah.
But when you put all that aside, he has not insulted anybody. There was that one time he said something transphobic and he immediately apologized for it.
Good.
And if you
Good.
can call that a crisis, I don't know what the hell you call that. So
No, it's a good
but
thing-
If he's talking about chemtrails,
I'm like, okay, man,
Like-
you do you, bro, whatever.
listen, buddy, I don't know what to tell you. That's not how aerodynamics
He's a
works.
conspiracy theorist. You're not going to convince him.
Yeah, we're done with
But as
him.
long as he behaves like a rational human being, I'm pretty sure we can forgive that shit.
You know what would be nice if you actually have him hang on the end of a parachute or something and have him go ahead and try to scoop up the chemtrails and take it in a lab somewhere.
Don't give him a challenge.
Don't do
No,
it.
you know what? Fucking
No,
hell.
Ruben, stop!
Ruben! It's the only way to learn the truth!
Ruben, stop!
Just grab a jar! Just make sure it's a nice mason jar!
Oh, my God.
Breaking
Please
news.
don't.
Local man sings.
Don't listen to this four-eyed idiot.
No, back- Royal Guard! Royal Guard! Ah! I got it! I have my proof!
Wait a second. How come nobody else discovered it? Cut to Ruben running away from the government.
No,
All right.
he's got to
all right.
pull his chute.
Let's go ahead and get into
hold
it
on.
because the year 2024 is a very tumultuous year for
Play
all-
the fucking trailer we did.
From
Yeah,
zero
uh,
to hero.
yeah.
Ha, yay. Well, I mean, if you're going to replace the voice of Dante
Might
with
as well
anyone,
be his nephew.
might as well be his nephew, yeah.
Yes.
So yeah,
All right.
go ahead, Isaac.
All right. Now, the year 2024 has been a very difficult year for All Elite Wrestling. It's not only are they struggling with ratings, TV ratings and viewership and ticket sales every week, but they're
Also
also...
mention an idiot fan base who does everything in its power to shrink itself further and further
Bro.
into obscurity.
But 2024 is also the year for negotiations for TV rights deals. And unfortunately, one of AEW's shows might be closing down its doors.
Wait, are you telling me that all these actions actually have consequences? No.
All right. Well, in this article provided to us by Forbes.com, the headline reads, AEW Rampage reportedly could be canceled amid a new TV deal.
It's brought to us by Alfred Konua. I write about men in tights and the billions they make for.
A play on what Tony Khan tweeted on Twitter saying that he books for the sickos.
Idiot.
Anyways, so AEW's new television deal is imminent, which could secure the future of the Upstart promotion. It's 5 years. Quit calling it Upstart. But
It's Upstart.
Fine.
Kind of.
But AEW's TV rights omelet may have to break an egg or two.
Don't make me hungry, man.
Yeah.
Okay. Real quick, hang on. If it's from what's his face?
From Dave Meltzer.
If this is coming from Dave fucking Meltzer, quote unquote journalist extraordinaire and
Juan.
editor in chief.
Retract the guns.
No, I'm not retracting guns.
We're just gonna play it safe.
No, we just want to make sure you take this shit with a grain of salt.
Speaking of salt and eggs, I am very proud to say that I managed to not fuck up my first fluffy egg omelet. I am
Hey!
quite proud of myself.
Very
So
nice.
take his fucking word with a grain of salt because Dave Meltzer really pulls a lot of his shit out of the ether that comes from his bunghole.
You mean
Exactly.
Tony Khan's mouth?
Yeah.
Yes, there's two.
Now, Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer newsletter reported
By way of
by way of RingsideNews.com, reported Rampage, which currently airs Friday nights on TNT, may not continue as AEW shifts its attention to bigger opportunities with broadcast networks like ABC, CBS, NBC, Fox, Telemundo, Univision, CW, or Ion. Wow, Ion.
Really, Ion?
Really?
Who remembers the Ion channel?
Apparently they do.
Wait, really?
Color me surprised.
What shows are on Ion?
It's been a while, so I have no
Criminal
idea.
Minds.
But we,
Oh,
yeah,
that.
because we used to watch Criminal Minds
Murder,
on
She
it a
Wrote?
lot.
Okay, I guess.
I really like that show.
Currently in the home stretch of its marathon negotiations, AEW has most recently been linked to Fox with the promotion filing trademarks for the term AEW Shockwave.
So the idea is that they're going to be nixing their program of AEW Rampage, and allegedly, supposedly, if you squint at it and if you hold it up at the light at a certain angle, they might have a different show called AEW Shockwave. I don't know. Earlier this week, John Orand of Puck. What the fuck is Puck?
I don't know.
SportsBusinessJournal.com reported AEW was nearing a deal with Warner Brothers Discovery that could, quote, in the ballpark of $170 million per year for 4 years, with 3 of those years being guaranteed. Such a deal would presumably make AEW profitable. However, AEW could find itself in no man's land if it does not improve key indicators in the near future necessary to make them relevant.
Listen, I understand where they're going with this because it's a business, and if the business ain't making enough money, it's gotta go and get replaced. But there is a point when you notice that all of this is coming from Tony Khan's bad decisions that he refuses to fix. And that picture I saw of that borderline empty stadium.
Yes.
That was the saddest thing I ever seen in a long time. Like, okay, you guys know, we told you about this. How
we showed y'all.
How Tony Khan has been basically using the camera tricks to pull away from the empty parts of the stadium. That is already sad enough compared to WWE's, like, they have been riding the fucking highway for the last few months or so.
Selling out arenas left and right.
But the most recent show was one that genuinely they couldn't use the camera because the show begins with a massive overhead shot. And you can see that about 70% of that stadium is a vacuum. There is
closer.
Nothing there.
Actually, the percentage would be closer to 90.
What?
That's pathetic.
Yeah, let me put it this way. Their latest episode for this week of AEW Dynamite, the building where they held it has a seating capacity of about 20,000.
Okay.
It had maybe 2,000 people there.
I saw this week's AEW Dynamite, and yeah, the crowd was like very almost
Shall
nearly
we say the crowd was strategically huddled together?
Yeah.
Yes.
To make it seem like, oh, they sold out.
Yeah.
This lends credence to these guys' usually unreliable statements because, bro, if you are barely breaking the 4-digit limit.
Angel, you misunderstand. Dave Meltzer isn't a fabricator or an agitator in that regard.
Oh, okay.
He's a nut sucker for Tony Khan.
Oh, wow. So he can't even he can't even pretend to praise it this time.
No. As in, he will bend over backwards, make up new laws of physics, and even invent a truth or two of why ticket sales don't matter except when they do. The attendance doesn't matter except when it does. The key demographic,
TV viewership won't matter.
Viewership doesn't matter except when it does. The key demographic doesn't matter except when it does. The TV rights deal doesn't matter except when it does. Basically, they'll come up with
the weather doesn't matter unless it does.
They literally said last week that the reason why they had a lower than expected attendance. Where was it? Where were they last week?
Last week they were in Chicago.
Okay, it wasn't Chicago. It
was before. Yeah. Sorry.
No, because they were saying like, the police said that there was some sort of crazy killer on the loose, and nobody showed up to AEW because there was a killer on the loose. There was a killer
on the loose, so there was a serial murder going around.
Yeah, no, you don't remember?
Checking.
So
yes,
while Joey's doing live research,
Please
I take the time to remember that we actually discussed this a while ago. In fact, we discussed this exactly 2 years ago.
Oh.
2 years ago, the WWE was at its lowest point, and AEW was about to start its climb to fame. And we discussed this, and we came to the conclusion that competition is good, and either this would kill WWE or it would get its shit together.
It did neither.
WWE got rid of its more unpleasant elements.
Vince, you fucking piece of shit.
Brought in proper management, brought in the stars, and they have basically fixed their shit slowly and steadily, while AEW hit the peak, believed itself invincible, and slowly but surely began to slide down the carousel of
It's all great. Everything's great. You know what it is? Not Happy Gilmore. Yeah, actually, yes, Happy Gilmore. O'Doyle's rule! O'Doyle's rule! O'Doyle's rule! As they fucking call.
Yeah, so basically, AEW actually did what it was supposed to do. It served as the spark that ignited competition, but when the competition stepped up to the plate and brought in their personal batting average, they were unable to catch up to it.
Yeah, no, it's like, okay, well, we're going to go ahead and, you guys are actually trying to encroach? You guys are actually trying to do something good? Okay, here's what we can do when we give a fuck. And lo and behold, WWE actually does really good shit when they give a fuck.
All you need is some good management.
Yep.
Say what you will about Triple H, but he seems to be running a good, tight ship for the time being.
What's even funnier is the fact that...
Okay, I can't find it.
You can't find the... Okay.
I don't know where you got that
Cam
from.
deleted it.
No, I'll help you.
Shit.
I'll help you find it some other time over here. But like putting.
Are you sure it was last week and it wasn't the week of Chicago?
It was one of those weekends. It was one of those weeks where they said, "Oh, AEW Dynamite." There was a police bulletin saying that there was a killer on the loose. Or
Okay,
some shit.
let's move on.
Okay, yeah. Let's see what else this Forbes article says over here. Jose, go ahead.
All right.
Go read about your favorite thing.
Why you gotta say it like that?
Because it's true.
AEW's television deal will be one of the biggest wrestling stories of 2024, if not of all time. Such a deal would reset the market in terms of what wrestlers can make and where they can work, a far cry from the decades-long monopoly that WWE held onto since the close of WCW in 2001. And while AEW's auspicious TV negotiations is great news for the wrestling business, the promotion also runs in the risk of being the living dead if it is unable to turn around some of its many concerning trends that we've already talked about.
Like lack of viewership.
Yeah, actually, that's exactly what it says here. AEW has struggled with low television viewership and live attendance with no signs of a turnaround. As of this writing, AEW Grand Slam, which drew over 18,000 fans to Arthur Ashe Stadium in New York, has currently sold just 4,000 tickets.
Wow.
They're going back to Arthur Ashe for that Grand Slam, for that event.
For the
which is
record,
coming up.
that is less than a fourth of the stadium.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really
AEW's
disappointing,
ongoing decline in TV viewership and part and parcel with AEW's inability to fortify a second A show outside of Dynamite.
Now, the reason why, I actually want to shed a little bit of light. The reason why AEW is right now in negotiations with Fox is because Fox has recently just ended their partnership with WWE to air Friday Night SmackDown.
So yeah, Friday Night SmackDown is now airing on USA Network, which means
There's an open spot in the schedule, and they want a piece of that pie.
oh yeah, no, it's an open. There's an open spot there, and AEW wants to shove themselves into that spot.
They want to shove themselves into that pie.
American
it's
Pie.
American Pie.
Yeah, exactly. Complete with.
No.
Actually, yes.
No.
Do you want to know the funny part? Would you like to know the funny part?
Pastries.
Would you like to know the funny part of all this?
What?
Fox didn't feel like renewing with WWE at all.
Huh.
Do you know why?
Why is that?
Why?
They had a 5-year deal, right, Jose?
Okay.
Since 2019, yes.
Do you know why they set up specifically this 5-year deal specifically?
How come?
They demanded, by they I mean Fox. Fox themselves demanded, we will keep you guys on air for 5 years, and we'll keep your viewership, however it is, but we want to make sure that you have at least 2 things that will guarantee the viewers that we want coming in.
What are those things?
Brock Lesnar and John Cena.
And neither one of them are on the TV anymore.
What? But
No.
what the?
Brock Lesnar and John Cena.
But John Cena is like a movie star now.
And he's retiring, yes.
Yeah, he's not doing this.
And
anymore.
Brock Lesnar is pretty much, well, he's not persona non grata, but
But he's pretty much not, he's done.
Also, they're
Also.
getting old. These dudes need to relax,
But-
and
but-
rest, and heal their bodies.
But you see, you want to be on Fox, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. John Cena and Brock Lesnar, you stay on Fox. Okay? Cool.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna pack my shit and leave.
Yeah. Oh, so you're not bringing them? Okay, fuck off.
Wow.
Pretty much.
Bye.
But that's
Go
ridiculous.
fuck yourself.
Why would you
Bye.
bank the property of the entire WWE on 2 of their, admittedly, very well-known and famous stars when they got so many
Angel,
other
you just
famous
answered
stars?
your question.
you just answered
right.
them. Yeah.
It's because John Cena was in Hollywood, wasn't it?
Yes, and because Brock Lesnar is a gigantic draw for UFC and MMA fans. Because
Ah, there we go. That's the
exactly
It's
it.
not about the characters. It's about what their clout represents.
Pretty much.
Exactly.
We want the UFC and the Hollywood crowd.
Yep.
So what kind of crowd will All Elite Wrestling draw, Jose?
The sickos. Tony Khan books for the sickos. He said it on his Twitter.
Wow.
Exactly. By
Yeah.
sickos, we mean insulated, narrow-minded, indie dork wrestling nerds. And this is coming from a fucking nerd.
I thought you were mentioning like the insane clown posse. For
No. Juggalos would let me put it this way. The day Tony Khan works with the Juggalos is the day All Elite Wrestling is dead. Do you know how you can tell?
Why?
Because the Juggalos were also in WCW in the year of its
Oh,
death.
Jesus Christ. They are the
Anyhow.
death.
Yeah.
Anyways,
So I'm talking about like basically the sort of like we're fucking nerds also, but these guys are fucking nerds.
They are dedicated.
They're not just dedicated, but they
passionate
are
to a fault.
Okay, you know how you like to joke about we need to gatekeep harder?
Yes.
These guys don't take that as a joke.
Oh, those.
As in, you don't know who Consuelo Garibaldi is from Mexico Championship Liga de Lucha Libre Internacional? Then you don't deserve any sort of listening. You're just a
those
poser.
kind of
Go
fans.
back to your soap opera in WWE. Go back to your fake television shows.
Lucha Libre
We
is
want
great
real
to
wrestling.
But
We want where the best wrestle over here, because only the best people. Okay,
They are basically the eliticists.
in the elitist morons, they're plutocratic. Let me put it this way: the Grand Slam program that they're bringing to Arthur Ashe Stadium. What is it? October 1st? October whatever.
September 25th, next week.
Next week.
September 25th.
Okay, use your own mic.
September 25th, next
there
week.
you go. See, there you go. Their big headline match that they're banking on, AEW World Champion Bryan Danielson will be defending his title against
Nigel McGuinness.
Nigel McGuinness. Would you like to know why Nigel McGuinness specifically is challenging?
Why is
Oh,
that?
boy.
Apparently, this all stems from a nearly 15-year-old rivalry that they both used to have when they both used to work at Ring of Honor.
Like anyone's going to remember 15 years ago.
No, you know who really remembers? The ones who really care. The ones who really care about the real wrestling.
Scraping the bottom of every barrel.
Let's get the fuck. Let's just move the fuck on.
There's no moving on, Jose. You can't. You
We
asked
can't
for this
escape
story.
The ring. The ring is forever.
You asked for this story.
The ring is bigger.
All right,
hail
all
the
right.
ring.
So the point
All
is,
hail the ring.
no. We don't hail that ring.
We don't.
We don't hail
The
that
ring. We
Angel.
need 400 rings.
Angel, I hate you.
400 rings. Oh my
Like,
god.
I know talking about wrestling is talking over y'all's and Dragon Fang's xeiana, but you understand the issue at hand. Like, even if you don't recognize the names,
15 years is
Okay,
a
let me put this in terms you can
long
understand,
time
Sam.
to remember something.
Let me put this
So,
in ways you understand.
I bet you anything. People are like, who the fuck? What the fuck? And they're not going to care.
except for the real fans, the ones who really care.
Okay, they
only
should
one
have a
that
poll.
matters here.
No, they should have a poll. Who actually remembers this?
And I
They
made
should have a poll.
and I actually made this argument with about this last week on last Thursday's week of Wrestle Rewind, because Nigel McGuinness called for his championship match against Bryan Danielson. We also have two other wrestlers in AEW who also have a #1 contendership.
Or rather, they're fighting for one.
Welcome back.
No. One of them is Darby Allin.
Yes.
And who was the second?
And not John Moxley.
Right. Who was it, Jose?
I'm trying to think.
Who won the?
See, he knows more about wrestling than everybody
Okay.
else in here. Think about that for a second.
Okay, to put it this way, instead of going with Christian Cage, who is another established veteran wrestler, someone who already has a compelling gimmick on him. He's a massive asshole, and he actually also has a claim to challenge for the world championship. Or instead of going with Darby Allin, who many can argue is a homegrown talent for AEW, someone who's younger, someone who people would love to see actually challenge for the championship, instead, we're going for, this story is from 15 years ago, from everyone who may have remembered this one obscure time in this one place with people, and only the real people who loved real wrestling loved it.
Let me explain it to you guys so you understand.
Please,
Imagine that you're getting a new expansion for Final Fantasy XIV, but instead of giving you a new story, they try to bring back 1.0. That's what it feels like.
I actually really wanted to play 1.0.
Okay, you don't count. Get out of here. But the point is, they're basically running out of steam. They're running out of ideas. They're running out of content. And more importantly, they're running out of fans because people are leaving. Listen, I'll be the first one to admit that gatekeeping is good to a certain extent. You don't want people to come in and change the hobby into something worse. But, The gate has to be open eventually because whether you like it or not, fandoms need fresh meat. The same people that are buying your product now will not be buying it 30 years from now. They'll be dead or married or dead and married. Eventually, a fandom always needs new fans to keep the business going. As long as you don't change the core of what the fandom is, it should not be an issue. But if your business is unable to attract new public, new meat...
By adapting.
Exactly.
They have to
adapting,
adapt.
or at the very least, selling themselves properly...
Yeah.
It ain't gonna work.
You don't want to turn off new fans.
And also, it's like, again, if you're gatekeeping, then that gets around, and then other people are like, oh, I want to get into this. And the people who are gatekeeped from it, they're like, no,
No,
they
you
don't
don't.
like new people. Don't even bother.
No, you don't. Get out.
So then
Don't
you gain
even
a
try and step in the
reputation
water.
of not liking new people. And then no one's ever going to
Yeah.
end up
You're
wanting to
basically
step
just
their,
shooting
step
yourself
their
in the foot.
toe over the line. They'll be like, we're going to just keep like 10
Yeah.
feet away from
Remember
this.
the important basis of true gatekeeping. Join the hobby? Yes. Change the hobby? No.
It depends on whether or
That's
not the
rule.
hobby itself changes over time. You have
Yeah,
to,
adaptability is fine. Completely
it
going
turns
in
to
there and
shit, then
saying,
leave.
no, everything needs to change.
If it turns bad, then hey man, you gotta go. Sometimes the company is gonna make terrible decisions. No, not that
Yeah.
one. Let's go to the funny one first.
Yeah.
Then we'll do the sad one.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean, Angel.
Now it's
But
comedy
Oh,
time.
yeah. I know what the last
Alright.
one is.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right,
Let me-
now we're going to
let
shift
me,
things over here.
while
to-
we shift over here, I've got to fix this. There we go.
Thank you.
Stop it.
It's
There.
okay, I'll use that as an intro.
Not you, this thing. Stop it. Not you. Stop it.
Take your time,
Fuck.
Juan. It's okay.
Stop it. Get the film.
Pay for the
Computer's being
cookies.
stupid.
Yeah, at least it's not fucking up the USB ports again.
I got knock on wood right now,
Knock on
you
some
idiot! You idiot!
Hang on.
That literally costs us the fucking charity stream, man. Ah, fuck.
Mahogany.
All right. So are we good?
Mahogany.
Are we good? I mean,
I'm asking you.
Someone
Oh, yeah, no, it's
tape
work-
his mouth shut.
It rattles
All right,
like
I
a
know,
bubble.
I missed
Before
the
we
trailer
get to
'cause I
the-
had to be- you can watch the trailer later. I think AEW, you have to sign up and wait for an email to be invited for the.
What? I'm sorry, that's stupid.
No, as in like they're that exclusionary is what Sarah Serenity's saying.
Yeah, that
And Ulysses
that's
Fardocker is
stupid.
saying Brock is likely facing indictment as he's likely the other person mentioned in the McMahon Janelle Grant
It is
lawsuit.
possible that he might get himself into the legal troubles. I mean, if he doesn't, good for him, but it makes sense that he wants to keep his head down until the legal procedures.
By
have
the
been
way,
completed.
minor reminder that Vince McMahon docu-series is coming out on Netflix next week on the 25th of September. I'm going to watch it, so y'all don't have to.
Good.
Okay.
It's gonna be fun. I'm gonna watch it too.
Don't worry. No.
I pray
I
for
will
you.
not subject you to watching it.
I want to watch it.
About to say, can't you,
I
you know,
pray
do
for
it,
you,
your whole way in order to not give views?
I mean,
Yo-ho,
we,
I
we
wish.
only said we were gonna watch it. We never said
I
how we
pray
were
for
gonna
you.
watch it.
I don't know what you're talking
Okay,
about.
'cause you know, you don't want to.
Xeiana, my dear, my sweet.
Listen,
Yo-ho.
I'm just gonna watch
Well,
it.
that's why I said
I
yo
know what
ho.
you're talking about.
How I'm watching it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm just
I'm
going
just,
to
I'm
watch
just
it.
singing. Yo
They're
ho,
going to get a
yo
view.
ho.
I'm just gonna tell them how.
Yeah.
No,
Hello, it's called BPN.
Anyways.
What's great is like you mentioned, Angel. Like these, fandoms can evolve in time, and you can have people who are purists and all that stuff. But you have to keep the gate at least openable.
Yeah, because
Somebody has
reinforced.
to get in eventually.
Yeah, because reinforced gatekeeping just for the sake of
It's a good way to kill
establishing
the
domination.
fandom.
It
Yeah.
makes
It's
you
toxic.
seem like an asshole.
Yeah,
Let's
And
just
it
be
could
real.
actually kill a fandom.
exactly.
Yeah.
Now, let's talk about things that died.
Perfect.
As you know, I'm not even calling it the rise because it didn't even rose to begin with. The birth and
You mean just-
stillbirth of Concord
Ah,
is a contentious topic on social media nowadays. Countless YouTube essays have come about all the ways that it's screwed up, all the ways that
11
it's fucked
days.
up, and all the ways how somehow something that took almost a decade to make lasted less than 2 weeks.
11
Fascinating.
fucking days.
Now, obviously, things were in fact worse than we could have possibly imagined, because a recent video, as brought to us by the boys at Forbes, written by Paul Tassi, new report reveals that Sony's Concord was in fact far more expensive than we expected. The original estimation was $200 million.
Which is already stupid.
Double it up. It was actually $400 million.
Jeez, Louise.
What did
fucking hell!
Okay, what?
That's like a number people would dream of.
What is the most expensive game other than this that Sony's ever made?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
That Sony's
Because
ever made.
that's the thing.
How much did they spend on that game?
Yeah, so like how much did they
versus
spend on that
Concord?
game, which was amazing, right?
Hmm.
So how did you fuck up this badly?
I'm looking it up right now. Most
Okay.
expensive Sony game ever made.
Which was good.
For the record, Ghost of Tsushima was like 60 million.
Yeah, and look how amazing of a game that was.
It's so good. I still gotta
So
compete.
how can you put in $400 million and
and
fuck
shoot
it
yourself
up?
in the foot?
I got it. Apparently, the most expensive one was Marvel's Spider-Man 2, which came out at a whopping 350 million. And that game at least was playable. It still wasn't worth it, to be
Oh,
honest.
okay. Oh, well, no, I said the one that was worth it.
Oh, I cannot tell you. Because under that is The Last of Us, God of War, Ragnarok, and Horizon, which went between $200 to $220 million each.
Okay, which Horizon?
Horizons, both of them.
Oh, both of them?
Yeah,
okay.
each one was about 200 million, and I still don't feel
Well,
like they
here's-
were worth it.
Well,
But
here's the
this-
thing. Horizon Zero Dawn, the first game, when it came out, was phenomenal.
Everybody loved the graphics and the
Exactly.
beautiful statistics.
And the story also was very
And the
interesting, and it was
mechanical
fun.
creatures.
The history,
Yeah,
the story
um,
was Captain Planet, though.
All right, well,
Yeah.
we'll have time to get into that, but Angel, why don't we go ahead and get into the article on Concord?
Now, it seemed obvious that Sony was going to take a huge loss on Concord, given its high cost, immediately disastrous player count, and unprecedented shutdown. Oh, for the record, this is a complete loss. They had to fully refund every copy of the game.
Good.
Oh, I know.
The
It's
game
hilarious.
is literally unplayable. Even if you have a physical copy, you put it on your machine, it won't work.
Wow.
But it may have been worse than everybody thought. A new report from Sacred Symbols calling Moriarty, citing a source that worked on Concord, citing a source that worked on Concord, claims that the game had a higher budget up to anyone envisioned, a full $400 million broken up into two halves of development. You can watch the video below, but I'll give you a summary beneath that. There is a 9-minute video you can watch for this. I spoke extensively with somebody who worked on Concord, and it's so much worse than you think. It was internally referred to as the future of PlayStation with Star Wars-like potential.
Dev culture of, quote, toxic positivity that
Halted
hated any negative
in a-
feedback.
Let me put
Well,
it this
there's
way.
one of your fucking problems right there.
That's actually an issue. It's like, you always do need to have some sort of negative feedback
Yeah.
because then you can use that to make things better.
You know what's worse than people that complain too much? People that don't complain at all.
No,
Yeah.
people who can say, who complain about anyone who's complaining.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why can't you?
You, as long as it's constructive
Why
criticism.
Why can't you just be? Why can't you just be positive? Why can't you just love it?
But the
Why
thing
can't
is-
you just love it?
but
Why
the
can't you
thing
just love me? Why can't you just love
You
me?
need criticism, and you also need
Criticism is mean.
positive.
You're being mean and
I will
toxic.
cancel you. I'm calling HR. No, seriously, that's what actually
Looking
happened.
at you, Rudy. Fuck
you.
you.
need a variety.
So summary-wise, before the game alpha phase stage, they had already spent $200 million. It is unclear how much of it from owners, investors, and how much from Sony. After that, from 2021 to 2024, they spent another $200 million on it. The game was, I quote, in a laughable shape.
So where did that money go then?
Where the fuck did that money go?
Hookers and blow, I guess.
What was it? Money laundering?
I wish.
No, this screams money laundering.
Hookers and blow would be funny.
Sony felt they needed to spend that much to get it to minimal byproduct status.
I'm
What?
sorry, but
you need 200 million
yeah,
just
no,
to get it to
that's
that?
bullshit. I'm
No.
sorry.
Especially
No.
considering that Overwatch did that for like way less.
Yeah.
A major expense was needing to outsource much of the game to other studios, because of course they outsourced it.
Of course.
In Q1
Well, there's where most of the money
2023,
went from.
some aspects of the game had not even been worked on at all, like onboarding and monetization. I'd say this may explain the price and no battle passes more than some conscious novel decision to change the model. Also how bad we earned cosmetics were. Yeah, some of the cosmetics were terrible. Ongoing costs to maintain the game would have been an additional millions a month.
Good fucking god.
Whoa.
Why?
Oh wait, yeah, this was the live
It was supposed to
service
be
thing.
live
Yeah,
action.
fuck
Yeah.
that.
The live service, you mean?
I'm sorry that
Yeah.
those get way
Hell
too
no.
expensive.
Concord is currently the biggest budget game Sony has ever released and the biggest loss they have ever taken. There are other games being worked on at Sony that cost way more than this, but in terms of what's already out, this is the largest because it is a total loss. Why did it happen? Concord was said to be the future of PlayStation. It was said to be a Star Wars-like project.
No.
There were big multimedia plans. Oh, they were already building a multiverse on this
Okay,
bitch.
that's
Like
where that's
multimedia
where
universe.
That's
that
right,
is
baby.
where you
We
fuck
got
up.
launch boxes and movies
No,
and
guys,
you
animated
need to
series
get
and
it
comic
playable
books.
first, put it out, and then start
That's
building.
yeah, that's the thing. You need to first have
Don't
an
jump the gun.
amazing game, a smaller game, amazing, which then you can build off on.
All of
They
that
can
with the
branch
support
out.
of a
Yeah.
dedicated community.
Exactly.
Get people
and
hype
from
over it.
there,
No, this is
then
what
you
you see
can
right now.
expand.
Listen. As
They
Guardians of the
jump.
Galaxy is popular. Shooters are popular. Live action are popular. If I just mash all that shit into the big sphere
then
of
spit it
turn
out?
here and just throw it at your face.
Yeah,
it
that's
has to make
that.
money.
Then this was
No.
set up to fail immediately.
You're doomed to fail, motherfucker.
Each time they would work on it, they would be shooting themselves in the foot
And of course, no,
Yeah.
that's the best part.
without
You-
even realizing
This is
it.
the best part. You were not allowed to shoot. There was a culture of toxic positivity vibe where you could not say
Gross.
anything negative about the game
Internally.
or character designs.
Oh, great.
No one was
Non-disparagement.
allowed to meaningfully change the. That means that
Non-disparagement.
No.
everybody was looking at
No.
these characters and go, "I don't want to fuck any of this," and you weren't allowed to say it.
No.
No, they were not allowed to
need
tell you.
criticism.
Nobody. No, how dare you? HR. Now.
Healthy criticism.
By the way,
no, no,
this
Like, no,
was
check this.
CEO Sony of Interactive's Herman Holtz baby.
Who was a massive champion of the game.
For the record, Herman Holtz is one of the people responsible for the disassembly of the Japan studios.
Because of course it is.
They used the resources from that to work on this.
No.
Yes.
Idiot.
An idiot.
Some of this seems so
Dumbass.
strange. Budget aside, it's a given that, AAA bloat these days. I can believe that, but how do you look at a game in a laughable state in alpha 2 years ago, scramble to outsource it to work to get it finished, and still believe that is the future of PlayStation and a potential Star Wars
I mean, again,
property?
again, how long did it take? Like
8
8 years? Okay, what are some other games that took that long and also kind of a
All
or
of
a
them.
little bit?
All of them. Any game that takes longer than 5 years.
Kingdom
there's-
Hearts 3?
Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom
Yeah.
Hearts 3.
And even though
Which
I
one?
Yeah.
okay, and I will admit, being a huge fucking Final Fantasy 15 nerd,
15, yeah. You had problems.
they rushed it and you could really tell. Again,
They
I
changed a few
love
things.
15 so much.
Like,
but it is sad that it was
Like,
rushed
you
like
could
that.
It was rushed and it came incomplete,
So,
and we couldn't
fun
complete
fact.
the whole story until the
Kingdom
DLCs
Hearts
came
3
out.
was
And then they
exactly
removed-
8 years of development.
They removed some of the DLCs for
Yeah.
for 15.
No, they don't even finish. They don't even
No,
complete the
no,
DLC.
no, no.
We
they,
got
they,
one.
No, we had more than one DLC.
Oh, right. We
Yeah.
had the companion
Yeah.
DLC.
Yeah, but we were supposed to have like 4 others.
Yeah, and then they just went.
You know what the funniest thing is? One of the ones that we missed was the one for Noctis. We literally lost
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
plot for the main fucking
Yeah.
character.
Yeah.
oh my fucking
Here's the thing,
lord,
I
with
will say,
Noxwick.
I will say, all the DLCs we got were actually really fun.
I know. It's a
Yeah.
shame that they weren't in the actual
it was
fucking
nice.
game.
Yeah.
It
But
was
I
stupid.
digress.
It's a
Point in
stupid
case,
move.
anytime a video game takes more than 5 years, something's gone wrong.
Something went wrong.
Something is about to either fall apart or start falling apart.
Now,
and
see,
this
I
is
can
happening right
understand if literally you, like, there's a huge update and you have to switch from
Like a
one
game engine.
to another, because that takes a
Yeah.
long time.
now. Yeah.
Speaking
And
of
then
which,
you have
like,
to start from
wasn't
the ground up
like,
again.
Wasn't that actually one of the key issues
Yeah,
with Kingdom
for
Hearts?
15.
Yeah.
Also
For
with
15.
Kingdom Hearts 3 because
Yeah.
they went to Unreal Engine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joseph, man the mouse. I'll be right back.
Please.
Because
Continue.
they had to build everything from the ground up once again.
Now, I guess the toxic positivity, which has been confirmed by other sources, where even if that sounds ridiculous, you can't say that, especially if it was a game cradled by the entire head of Sony Interactive. I would argue that putting this much faith in a game that is bad is almost fully disqualifying you for that role. The head of Firewalk Studios has already stepped down, and it seems close to impossible the team will survive this. Either it will be dissolved into other studios or shut down entirely. This is arguably the biggest video game disaster in history by financial loss, and there needs to be somebody held responsible. It should not be a rank and file workers in this situation. So yeah, basically the CEO of this game, one of the CEOs of Sony was basically took this game and decided that he was going to put his eggs on this entire basket, and he was going to burn down every other basket to make sure this one was the only basket left. 400 million. You know what? Let me run some comparisons real quick. Let's look at other team-based shooters. Like, who do we got here? Let's look at Apex Legends. Let me look at the budget for Apex Legends. Apex Legends budget. Let's look at this. The budget for Apex Legends is nope. It just shows me the earnings. It's a free-to-play. Yeah, no. It's gross net worth. Come on, give me something useful here. Damn, they're not actually giving me the information. Why are you not giving me the information?
Ouch.
We're looking at that over here. You don't need to pay a lot of money to make a great game.
Exactly.
I love how Concord is now a unit of measurement. It lasted longer than Concord did. It was more
Oh.
Yeah, okay. So,
Kingdom Hearts 3 is a failure. I wouldn't call it a failure.
But it
Okay,
wasn't
okay.
as good as it could have
Here's
been.
the thing.
What's up?
You know how Kingdom Hearts is like, it's already so confusing? Kingdom Hearts 3 made it even more confusing.
By the way,
Even
they
worse.
announced that Kingdom Hearts 4 is going to be a reset.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts should have literally
Why,
just died.
though?
Because Nomura
Because
is
of course they
insane.
have to.
No, guys. Kingdom Hearts should just have stopped at Kingdom Hearts 2 because for all the hype that they built for Kingdom Hearts 3, it was
was a
empty.
letdown.
It was empty. It was literally the same thing. Oh, go here for this. You didn't learn anything. Oh, go here for this. And also, I'm sorry, but the fact that they literally were bullying the shit out of Sora, it's all your fault. It's all your fault, Sora.
What the fuck did
It
I do?
wasn't Sora's fault.
Oh,
really wasn't.
Now,
It's okay. I'll just break
I'm sorry.
reality.
It
the
pisses
game
me
wasn't
off.
horrible, but it definitely did not exceed
no, the
The
gameplay-
expectations.
attraction,
the
the
gameplay was
attractions
fantastic.
made everything way too easy.
The gameplay,
Yeah.
attractions
Boring.
aside, was actually kind of fun. Very this way, if you take away the attractions and let me actually control my transformations,
Yeah.
best version of the game.
Yeah,
I'll
but
just
it,
break
Based on the-
reality.
it was
Don't worry.
basically an AFK. You let the attractions do all the work for you.
Yeah,
it's
but
kinda
I'm
boring.
sorry, but again, they bullied the
that's
shit
fine.
out of
I
Sora
put it
with
on
this.
hard mode and I died once
Yep.
because I wanted to
But yeah,
fuck up.
like
with
I
the mechanics a little
said,
bit.
my favorite Kingdom Hearts is Kingdom Hearts 2.
I mean,
I
still one of the
actually replayed that thing.
Several times.
Oh my
Honestly,
god, so
the
many
thing
times.
why I don't like 3 is because it undoes most of the tragedy from the previous games.
Yes.
Like the story of Shion and all her tragedy is one of the saddest parts
Yeah.
of the franchise. Fuck it, she's back.
Undo.
She's just
Yeah.
back.
It was basically an undo button.
The suffering of the 3 knights, fuck it, undone.
Undo.
Roxas and the existential crisis, we'll just make a new Roxas. There's another Roxas just hanging around
Oh, and I'm
there.
sorry, but what happened to Ryu Replicant makes me pissed off.
Nah, he's back anyway, fuck it.
No.
Did he come back? I forgot.
No, he
Oh, he
sacrificed
died, I
himself.
forgot.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, sorry.
It's been a long time. I know.
It's been
Yeah, I
long
forgot.
enough.
It pisses me off.
I couldn't take it seriously because I was fighting him alongside another bad guy,
Yes.
and when I killed him, cutscene, and I'm like, where is Sigmar?
Yeah.
Is he just standing around waiting for this to stop? And then
But
the
no,
fight
I-
resumes.
like as much as the Kingdom Hearts fangirl that I am, it's so confusing. I mean, to the point where you, even
doesn't
the
matter
even
anymore.
diehard fans are like, "What the fuck's
It
going
don't
on
matter.
anymore?"
Oh, you
When
think it's
it-
just
no,
the fans?
Well, no, when it,
Nomura looks at YouTube videos analyzing his own game so he can remember the details.
Yeah.
see, that's a bad
Wait,
thing.
you're kidding me.
That's in the actual report for Kingdom
That
Hearts 4.
yeah, that is
Yeah.
a bad.
Nomura is
thing.
literally looking at
That's a bad
analysis
thing,
of his
though.
own
Yeah, because you
videos
spread
just so he can
out
remember what the
everything.
fuck he did.
Yeah, you spread
He
out
doesn't.
everything.
He doesn't remember what the fuck he did in the story.
know how
so-
many fucking games
the
there
timeline
are?
is so
Yes.
fucked up.
There
Oh
are
yeah, by
way
the way,
too many.
in slightly more interesting news, we are getting one last Jedi Survivor game.
Yeah. Well,
I saw that. It's
unless
gonna
Star Wars
wrap
Jedi.
up the story
Please
of
don't
Kill.
kill my boy.
Okay.
I don't give a-
Kyle
I don't
Kestis.
give a fuck what they do. Don't kill him. He worked too hard to get his witch waifu in his own damn planet. Let him retire and make some Jedi babies or some shit.
Now
Um,
that you said that, now
about
everything's gonna go to
if they
shit.
do, shit franchise.
Knock on wood.
If
Well,
they
gee,
do-
maybe you shouldn't open your mouth
If
then.
they,
Yeah,
if they
right?
do, that will prove every criticism I have about Star Wars right forever.
How?
All right, fine. Well,
Oh.
you know what? Let's table
You'll see
that
when we
for
No, I
another.
would like to know how.
No,
We're gonna wait until
We're
get
gonna
there.
table another time because if we talk about Star Wars, we're gonna be here all night.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's not what
That
I
is
mean.
true.
I'm just asking Angel how would it prove your criticism?
Because
That's
it only
going into
means
the
that
Star Wars
basically
hole.
is hooked up to the main canon and nothing is allowed to deviate. Nobody's allowed to survive any longer than 5. Listen, when Luke was fighting his dad for the final fight and trying to make his old man see the light, metaphorically speaking,
and it worked.
there is no reason why we have to assume that every other Jedi that was fighting, every other Jedi just fucking died. Let me put it this way. It's almost a running gag that Jedi keep surviving Order 66. Why can't we just let them keep surviving so they can show up later? I just don't want to kill people just because it doesn't... we have to cut off this loose... Let them do their own thing. Let them live their own lives. Are we not in a galaxy far, far away?
I mean, he kind of.
I mean, we are.
He kind of
Exactly.
does. It makes sense.
If
yeah.
after this whole journey is over and Cal Kestis decides to just leave the Jedi behind and retire to like a forest planet somewhere and be a farmer, let him be a farmer.
Yeah, you mean
Stop killing up cool people, damn it!
Whoa, hey, don't spray it.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. That being
They
said,
keep killing up the good motherfuckers and it's pissing me off.
okay, you know what?
You need
I want-
therapy.
Yeah,
Don't
I
we
need good
all?
Star Wars
Yeah,
content.
we
Don't
I'll
we
tell you-
all?
yeah. I'll
I
tell you
mean,
what,
yeah.
Angel.
Yeah.
Why don't we do something a little bit different? Juan's gonna take over from this part since it's not video game related.
Sure.
Yep,
But
Juan.
Before Juan takes over for this part, allow me to offer context.
Okay.
Just small amount of context.
All right, please.
There is a movie called Inside Out. It was a pretty funny, charming movie about discovering yourself.
It's
and
a
your
Disney
emotions.
Pixar film and emotions.
So they made a
and
sequel.
Inside
The
Out
sequel
too.
of that movie is the most successful movie they ever made. Inside Out
watched
grossed
it.
$1.6 billion worldwide. It is the biggest box office hit of the summer and the highest grossing animated film in history.
All right.
I want you to think about that for a second.
Okay, so that means that, it's doing very well.
This is the most successful animated film that has ever
Pixar.
animated in the history of animation.
Okay.
With that out of place, that is for context. Juan, go ahead.
Bum, bum, ba, bum.
Why, what happened?
What's
What happened
going
then?
In this article brought to us by IGN, Inside Out 2 was the hit Pixar needed, but the laid-off employees who crunched on it are still hurting.
Okay, wait a minute. So
What?
if it did so well, why the fuck are you laying off people?
No, you don't understand. It did well because we laid off those people. Keep listening.
No.
Let's see,
That's
10
bullshit.
former Pixar employees talk about the pains of this year's layoffs, the pressure that surrounded Inside Out 2, and larger cultural concerns at the studio. This is brought to us by Alex Stedman. Thank you, Alex. From the outside, Pixar's narrative is a clear story of redemption. After an undeniably tough few years battered by COVID-19, theater shutdowns, 2 Hollywood strikes, and a couple of box office disappointments, the studio needed a win, and that win was Inside Out 2. Yay, and stuff, Any day I get more Lewis Black in my life is a good day. All right, the sequel to Pete Docter's Oscar-winning 2015 blockbuster is Pixar's biggest hit in years, and it's not even close. Inside Out 2 isn't just Pixar's highest-grossing film; it is the highest-grossing animated film of all time, sitting at a jaw-dropping 1.6 billion.
Broke
At
new ground.
It broke new ground. God damn.
It broke new grounds.
Okay, I was about to say, let's see, studios aforementioned recent struggles. And who doesn't love a redemption story, especially when a brand is beloved as nostalgic as Pixar's evolved? But for many of the workers behind Inside Out 2, its record-shattering success is more than a little bittersweet. As reported earlier this year, the studio began layoffs affecting 175 workers, or 14% of its staff, in May. And not only are laid-off employees unable to benefit from a bonus for Inside Out 2's success, some are also recovering from what several sources describe as unprecedented crunch surrounding Inside Out 2.
They threw away 14% of their staff before the movie was finished, specifically to not give them money for bonuses.
That is
Evil!
utter
No.
bullshit.
How many times do you think
That
they've
is
done this already?
ridiculous.
How many times do you think they have done this already?
A
Yeah,
lot.
and here's the thing. It's like, what is the point of working on these amazing films
Yeah,
if
working
you're
your
literally
ass
just gonna be
off.
tossed out?
Because
Oh,
you
thank you for
really
your
need the
hard work.
money.
Bye.
Because you need
Thank
the
you for
money
your hard
and
work.
because
Go
working
fuck
for
yourself.
Pixar is big deals.
And guess what? You don't get your bonus. But thank you for all the hard
Oh
work.
no, we
that
all
you
know
have.
where the bonus went. We all know where the bonus went.
Pocket.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm not watching this movie.
To another yacht.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they
Another
totally
yacht
need
to
your
play.
money
This
now.
one is gold plated
It's 100
and is like
1.6
fueled
billion.
specifically by the blood of virgins.
I think for a month or two, the animators were working 7 days a week, one source says. Ridiculous amount of production workers, just people being tossed into jobs they've never really done before. It was horrendous. IGN spoke to 10 former Pixar employees for this story under the condition of anonymity. They go into detail about the pains of the layoffs, the financial structures those layoffs left them with, and the details behind what one source calls the largest crunch in studio's history. It's a claim disputed by a senior executive at Pixar who tells IGN that the crunch at the end of Inside Out 2 was no different from those on many other films from the studio.
Hang on a second.
fact-
Who said that? Was that a CEO?
It was a Pixar executive.
Okay, let me ask you something. How much fucking work do you think a Pixar executive actually does?
Nothing.
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 Yeah,
You
whatever.
Know,
They
You know
sit
where-
on their ass all day
yeah,
and get
most
paid
of the
for it.
work is the lower
animators.
peons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever somebody higher than manager tells you how well the things are going, that means that things are going well
it's
for
such hard
them.
work getting this stuff done. I'm sorry, are you doing the work?
Nobody
Yeah,
wants
you're
to
just
work
sitting on your
anymore.
ass, twiddling your
Mm.
thumbs,
I'm
and you're getting
managing
paid
this
for it.
work. I'm managing over here.
Now, see, you know what a good manager is? The one who steps in when things are getting tough, like, I gotcha,
Okay,
let's
what do you
get
guys-
this
What do you
done.
guys need? What do you guys
And
need?
they sit
You need help?
next
Okay,
to
let's do
you,
this.
and they're like, okay, what do we need to get done? Okay, where do we need the help? Oh, we need here. Okay, you're with me. Let's work on this together.
Yeah.
That is a good manager, one who supports
Not
the
one that
employees,
goes,
not the one who's like, one second, let me lace. Yeah, boys, let's go. Yeah.
Not
yeah,
one who
you're
takes
doing good.
not one who takes all the credit while
One second,
giving
one
the
second.
action
Guys,
work.
wait,
you
wait,
guys are
guys.
doing well? You guys are doing well? No,
Hold the mic.
We're
Hold the
doing
mic to me.
well.
One sec.
me only.
Yeah.
I'm
We're doing very
aware.
well, guys. Yeah, go, guys.
Emily has
go.
nothing to do with this shit.
I
We're
spawned on the yacht.
family.
Yes. Haha.
Now work for
Oh
me.
man, look, yeah, we're gonna make so much money out of this. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm totally with
so
you
well.
guys. Yeah.
What we're all trying to say
That's
is
what
that
it is.
this is a very shitty business practice.
Yeah, it is.
All right, let's get back in the story because this is fucking depressing. But the fact remains there are many who feel like they rushed to give Pixar the hit it's so desperately needed and they were hung out to dry. I would venture that at least 95% of the people that got laid off are financially fucked right now, one person says. Outside the financial strain of it all, sources also paint a picture of a studio that's terrified to rock the boat with some internally pushing to avoid avoid LGBTQ themes.
Oh, that one is actually pretty funny.
Requiring edits to Inside Out 2. It's a studio. They said they say that's overtly reliant on CEO's Pete Docter's stubbornly set in his ways and setting its remaining team up for more crunch in its future films. Okay, so no, I remember I know exactly what you're going to refer to over here, Angel. There was apparently they were receiving notes from the executive department or whatever.
The executive department, because basically in the first
make
movie,
it less gay, make it less gay.
movie, the girl was straight. She was in love with a boy.
Yeah.
In the second movie, she has a friendship, not an actual relationship, with another girl. She admires her because the other girl is fucking cool. And apparently, because the internet is a cesspit, they basically went, they're too close. This is too gay. Cut down this shit.
Very quick to sensationalize.
They basically
said the executives were talking about the story.
The friendship between these two girls is too close and people are going to misinterpret it. Make it less gay.
It's like, do you have any idea what teenage kids do? They don't fucking know yet.
With the amount of money that they're making, I don't think they had to cut anything out, but
no,
whatever.
But you see, here's the thing. After all the uproar, hullabaloo, and pitchforks and torches over a half-a-second scene in the Buzz Lightyear movie where a gay married couple peck on the cheek with each other.
The best part is
the background,
the complaining was in the
Oh, no,
trailers.
it's
When
too
the actual
low.
movie came out, the movie was shit for completely different reasons.
Oh, that's not even it. We're just talking about people being stupid over that and magnifying that. Like, they're trying to destroy us! They're trying to make all our kids
less gay!
Like,
they're putting water in the Pixar.
So wait, everybody. So would you say that they're making the claim that Inside Out 2 is too woke?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
During the production.
During the production.
Listen, during the production, the executives, listen to what Angel says. The executives were saying the story of our main character and the friend and the girl that she's becoming friends with is getting too close.
Remove some of this.
Remove some of the subtext. Remove some of the context. Remove some of the dialogue. Make this less gay. We don't want any more Buzz Lightyear problems like we had with the Buzz Lightyear movie.
Which means that they don't understand two things. They don't understand their fandom, and they don't understand why Buzz Lightyear was actually a shit film that failed miserably. It's because it was a shit film that failed miserably.
Yeah.
But everyone was
apparently,
everyone on the internet was
it failed just because there was a lesbian couple.
Because there was one gay kiss.
The whole gay thing, it's a background scene.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter.
It was blown up and magnified out of fucking
The story is retarded.
The actual story is lame.
It's
I get the whole
bad. Why is the story so shit?
See,
we had Chris Evans as fucking Buzz Lightyear. How do you fuck that up?
Apparently, there's a way.
A lot of reasons.
Point is, the executives over at Pixar were listening to the stupid fuckers who were making these bad
were barking.
Exactly, the freaking online Karen fucking douchebags like that idiot Tim Pool. Hey Tim, go buy yourself a wig.
Tasting, baby.
Go buy yourself a wig, Tim. When we wear beanies, it's because there's a reason for it. I wear a Bella Bing Bing beanie because Bella Bing Bing was the most adorable best girl ever, and Jose wears a beanie for Wrestle Rewind because he shouldn't be wearing his shades all the time.
Now,
there's a difference. You don't have that excuse. Fuck you.
Much of Hollywood, Pixar was massively affected by the COVID-19 lockdowns that hit movie theaters on March 2020. The last Pixar movie to be released theatrically before lockdown was Onward. I forgot Onward existed.
Oh my god!
No. You know why? Because there was no advertising.
No,
Yeah.
there was
That too.
no
There was
Is that the
no
one with the
advertising.
brothers that go
Yes.
to
Yes.
the...
Yes.
Yes.
That's like, what's his name? Jack Black.
And
No. It was Chris Pratt and
Chris
Tom
Pratt
Holland.
and Tom
Well,
Holland.
that's the thing. I've heard it actually is
was no
pretty damn
advertising.
good. It's just
Yeah.
no one knew about it.
The
no one
next
even
three
knew it came
Pixar
out.
movies, Soul, which was boring, Luca, which was boring, and Turning Red, which was
Actually, no. Luca
great.
actually was
Silly.
pretty. Luca was actually pretty
did.
silly.
I did not care for Luca.
I liked it. It was
just
cute.
alright.
It was cute.
And Turning Red, which was hilariously cringe. It's funny in spite of itself.
It's
Do you know how fucking cringe we were all as teenagers?
I know.
It's exactly like that.
That's why it's
if
funny.
you were a teenager, did you write fan fiction of self-inserts?
Let's not lie.
Raise
you
your
did
hand
it
right
too.
now,
No,
otherwise
I
you're
didn't,
lying.
actually. I drew some weird squiggles.
Yeah, we did.
His name was Yois, and he had
Didn't
blonde
you ever
hair.
wish that you could
He
be
smoked.
go into your favorite video games and everything and become the
Yes.
main character and also get the crush you wanted?
I didn't have
Yes.
video games during that time of my
Okay,
life,
well,
but
it's,
I know what
it's
you mean. I
anything.
get it.
Yes.
That was
yes.
basically
We,
No, no.
Turning Red.
we were
Trust
fucking
me,
cringe.
The movie is cringe in in the best way
We had
possible.
all secondhand
That being
embarrassment
said, though,
watching
it is incredibly inaccurate. Toronto, Canada does not look that fucking clean.
No,
That is
do-
bullshit.
I got a friend in Toronto. I could probably ask her about
Guys,
it.
do you know why
She lives in
everyone
an
hated
Airbnb
on
right now.
Turning Red?
Why?
How dare they have tampons and pads in there?
Yeah.
Really? That was it?
Dude.
It's a
Yeah.
story
Did you
about
not-
puberty.
I mean, it's
blew that
literally a
crap
big allegory
up.
for puberty.
No, literally, the fact that they actually brought that up is like, wow, they actually portrayed this correctly. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh, you know,
it is
here's
that
everything you
corporate.
need.
If anything, the big problem is the fact that her mom was very intrusive in her life. That's what caused all the problems.
Actually, no, that's actually what.
It's part of the plot.
No,
Yeah,
that's
she
that's
went
part
to
of
her
the Asian
school to
culture.
scream about
That
that shit.
is.
That is
Yes.
part of the Asian culture. They're most of them, not all of them. Most of them
Honestly,
are very overbearing.
I gotta be
Strict.
honest. You know the part that
I
I couldn't
like
get
our
They
over?
like
moms.
to be very, very helicopter parents.
This is a
Yeah, I like
design
this.
reason, but I couldn't get over the teeth. Everybody had these big, square, perfectly white teeth. They look like chiclets.
Yeah.
I remember that gum.
I'm like, I know it's a design choice, but man, it makes everybody look a little. Stop smiling. It's freaking me out. But
But no,
that
Turning
aside.
Red was actually really fun to
Yeah,
watch. I
Turning Red
enjoyed
was
it a
fun,
lot.
but there was a point where I genuinely went, "Ugh."
All right, getting
Because
back.
it's supposed to be
All
like that.
All right, everyone,
All right,
getting
Going
back to the
going
article.
Skipping
Juan?
the
They're all
runs
the-
lightly with the exception of a few international territories, Disney Pixar was far from alone in Spain. Every major studio struggled against the strains of the COVID-19 pandemic.
Panini.
But when theaters did start opening back up in 2022, Pixar's return to the big screen wasn't the financial redemption they hoped for. Lightyear was a well-publicized disappointment, closing out box office with only 226 million worldwide, while the next film, Elemental, did end up faring better with 500 million worldwide.
I didn't watch it.
The story was boring as shit.
That's
It's literally
Hey.
like, it's once again, overbearing parents. I want to follow my dream.
I've seen clips of it.
Blah,
I just
blah,
never
blah.
actually
Yeah.
watched
Some
it.
very beautiful effects for water and fire. No, not like that, but the actual plot, mid as fuck. It had to rebound from what Pixar and President Jim Morris admitted it was a disappointing opening of only 29.5 million domestically. And according to one source, due to profit sharing model of Disney Pixar, the movie has to cross 600 million to be profitable, and it's not seen as a true hit until you reach the 1 billion. Okay, dude,
That
what
is
the fuck?
fucking stupid. I'm sorry.
1
But
billion.
you know you set that bar, right?
Yeah, no, like that's on them.
You realize y'all motherfuckers got greedy, and that's how it. That's how you
Yeah.
ended up that way.
Okay, it's like you know
Yeah.
that some things can fail at the box office, but become literal cult hit, like cult classics.
Yeah.
Like I don't know,
That's the problem. They're not
Atlantis: The
making money
Lost
then.
City,
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Treasure fucking Planet.
No
the
money.
Lost Empire. You mean.
Okay,
The
but
Empire,
you're
yeah,
missing
sorry.
a big problem.
What's the
It
problem?
didn't make money. It doesn't matter how many people like it. It doesn't matter how famous it gets. If it doesn't make money, the assholes on top of the building with the fancy
But
suits
they
and the
set
shitty
that bar
hairpieces.
way too high.
I bet. Well, what if we make it go
Yeah,
higher?
they fucked
Lion.
themselves up with that.
What if we line?
Oh no!
No.
Do not open the gates, Angel.
Okay,
Now,
but how
this-
is it that if you keep raising the bar so much, then literally nothing
Everything's
you
gonna
make
fail.
will ever make you happy?
Allow me to put it this way. Remember Monsters, Inc.?
Yes.
Yeah.
I will kill over 100 children before I let this company die.
Yeah.
Replace children with animators, producers, workers,
Employees.
janitors, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, that is it. They don't give a shit because as long as they reach the line,
Okay,
nothing else
but-
Because
matters.
they're greedy for
but what
content.
happens when people no longer start to apply to work for them and they keep laying off more and more people and then no one works for them?
They have no
What
choice.
happens to the line?
They have no choice because either you work for less or you work for Disney Pixar.
All right.
And that's the problem. The company has too much clout. It's like saying, listen, you can work for these small third-party car salesmen over here, or you can work for Chevrolet Motors. We'll treat you like shit, and we'll most likely fire you before your tenure is finished, but we still pay you more than everybody else. And what do you value more right now? Your principles or how many days your rent is past due?
Well, yeah, but if you keep getting fired,
Yeah, no, it's terrible. How do I put this? It's for the same reason why SFX Studios continue to work for Marvel and Disney, even though they are being given shitty deals with crappy payment and very, very narrow. In fact, we had a case like this before. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Their shitty director kept telling them to reduce scenes, even though redoing a whole animated scene takes way longer than a live-action scene. But you're working for Disney. The dice are loaded. The deck is stacked, but it's the only game in town. You have no choice because nobody else will hire you. It's terrible.
Not for the amount of money that you need, and not for this kind of work.
Yeah, it's terrible, but they know they can keep exploiting people because they are the only ones that can pay enough to even justify the exploitation to begin with.
Unfortunately, that
It's
is
disgusting.
Let me zoom ahead in the article over here a little more. Let me see here. Some go so far as to say they... Wow, fucking wrong screen. Some go so far as to say they believe Pixar would fall apart if Inside Out 2 wasn't a runaway success. It was
should have
seen
been.
by many studios as a life or death situation for the studio. That was the pressure felt by everybody. One source said, "We need this movie to succeed because we won't have a studio otherwise."
Yeah, that's another thing. These are studios that have been here for years, but now the line is so high that if you fail the project, you lose so much money. Even studios that have been around for decades, like Pixar, can disappear.
They can fold, yeah. And that is the pressure that everybody felt the whole time. The whole time. Even now, I think people are gone, still feeling the pressure like, oh my god, we did it. Whether or not Pixar was actually in danger isn't confirmed, but in a Time interview just before the release of Inside Out 2, Dr. said, if this doesn't do well at the theater, I think it just means we're going to have to think even more radically about how we run our business.
Translation, we are going to have to fire even more people.
Plus, Inside Out 2 had many of the obstacles that the Pixar movies before did, and even some they didn't. It was heavily impacted by the 2023 SAG-AFTRA strike, but as other films were delayed out of summer 2024, Pixar was adamant about staying put. The unwillingness to delay the film persisted despite last-minute rewrites and the quiet expansion of Doctor's role on the film. While Doctor is publicly an executive producer of Inside Out 2, multiple sources say he stepped in as uncredited co-director, working heavily alongside credited director Kelsey Mann. In some ways, that move made sense to many. Doctor, after all, co-wrote and directed the first Inside Out, in addition to boasting directing and story credits on beloved Pixar movies like Up, WALL-E, and Toy Story. So he's got the clout. So yeah, ow. I mean, you saw the end result of that. Inside Out 2 made $1 billion at the box office. One person says of Doctor taking a larger role, that was a direct result of Pete's involvement. Pete's a genius. Nobody can dispute this. All right, at least they know they're like, okay, for the parts that we needed it to work, we needed it to fucking work, and it did. In fact, many of the sources IGN spoke to generally don't have particularly negative feelings towards Doctor. It's well known that after all these years at a proven track record, he knows what he's doing. But it's also indicative of what some sources say is a, quote, godlike worship of the man in charge. A holdover from the days of ousted Chief Creative Officer John Lasseter. One source says the studio leans on Doctor to an, quote, unhealthy degree.
Translation, we got one guy with actual talent in this entire fucking building. If that man retires, Pixar is going to crumble and explode.
And it partially was partially what leads to a situation like the crunch on Inside Out 2. You cannot do anything without Pete. Literally nothing, one former employee said, and that creates a bottleneck.
Everything has to be
Jesus!
passed by one guy. And that means that, A, if it doesn't meet his standards, it takes more time. And more importantly, what if that dude takes a sick day?
Don't fucking tell me.
Everything crumbles.
Like, Pete is actually fairly old. Like, he's like in his 50s, I think.
For many, it's also a symbol of Pixar holding fast to an internal culture that's stubbornly set in its ways, with an aversion to bring on new directors and voices. One source cites a period of time between 2020 and the release of Lightyear, where the studio was more open to bringing in producers and creatives from outside its typical ranks, as well as greener filmmakers. Mann made his directorial debut on Inside Out 2, beginning development during the more experimental period in 2020.
That's probably what happened. We opened the doors and we got Lightyear. Fuck that. We're not doing it again.
That was probably the fucking problem these people are thinking. That brief period of willingness to experiment, however, didn't last, particularly after, like, God damn it! It was financial.
You called it.
Apollo, the gift of prophecy.
Pixar lost the desire to take risks, either in its creative appointments or its story decisions. As reported at the time, there were many reasons why Lightyear disappointed at the box office. A confusing spin-off concept, a new voice for Buzz, growing pains in going from Disney Plus back to the theatrical. The Doctor even admitted that it prompted, quote, a lot of soul-searching at the studio.
Translation, drinking.
Citing some of the Lightyear's conceptual and character issues.
Yeah, like making the story not shit.
But multiple sources say that Disney leadership internally put up a large part of the blame for Lightyear's financial failure on the same-sex kiss in the
Even
film.
they blame.
Oh my God!
fucking
Get
which
the
was
hell out of
briefly
here!
removed and then reinstated after an internal staff uproar. In a joint statement for the Walt Disney Company leadership, LGBTQ workers and allies at Pixar said leadership was censoring, quote,
Bro,
overtly
it was
gay
a kiss. They weren't fucking on the
at a
street.
time
Calm
where
down.
employees were also protesting the company's response to Florida's Don't Say Gay bill.
Oh my
No,
God!
it's like, guys, timing, motherfucker. What the hell is wrong with you?
It was a light
I
kiss.
fucking knew it! God damn it!
So it wasn't even the fans complaining. The company was complaining.
idiots! Every one of them!
I told you, bro. The problems come from upstairs.
Fish
It says
rots
some-
from the head up.
I love the fact that
Head
Head down.
Get the quote right! The fish rots from the head down!
well, this is a pretty big fish. Is this more like a whale because it's Disney?
It's a space whale.
It's a space whale.
It's rotting in space. Scroll down. We're almost done here.
We're nearly done. We don't have to. Yeah.
It is, as far as I know, still a thing where leadership. They'll bring up Lightyear specifically and
See?
say, "Oh, Lightyear was a financial failure because a gay kiss in it." One source says that
See?
is not the reason.
Reason
it
the
was
movie.
failed.
You see what I fucking mean?
You know what the best part is, though?
What?
Even the most ardent critics of Disney right now, like Neurotic and the Critical Drinker.
You mean
and
the
all those
fucking
people,
morons?
No, they didn't mention the kiss at all.
Sure they didn't.
I watched the videos. I have proof of it.
So did I, and yes they
They
did.
specifically, bro, don't make shit up. You know they fucking didn't.
Their buddies did.
The complaint came from there.
All right.
The
all
people
right.
Don't touch me.
inside Disney. They are the
That's
ones
not the reason
starting
the
shit
movie
like
fails.
this. Now, Dockley likely uses the language of making universal stories, which to him means something that is very homogeneous that anyone can relate to. Translation, minimum risk taking. No risk at all. The appearance of the touch of
That's-
LGBT-themed storylines in particular affected Inside Out 2's development. According to several of our sources, multiple people recall hearing about continuous notes to make Riley, the main character, both Inside Out movies, come across as less gay, leading to numerous edits that so you basically wasted time on this and resources just to remove, like, a conversation. After the solution of the WJ strikes, sources describe there was a special care put into making the relation between Riley and Val, a supporting character. That's the other girl that plays hockey.
Right.
That was it, the scenes to remove any trace of romantic chemistry. One source describes it as just doing a lot of extra work to no one would potentially see them as not straight. You know, it would be easier to just have Riley say that she has a boyfriend or something, you know?
I think this is a good pause.
This feels like a lot of unnecessary work for something very subtle.
just said this! We just... Oh my god.
Anyway, let's go one more page and we're done. It is worth noting that Pixar released a short in 2015 that followed Riley's first date with a boy. Like, she's already canonically straight. However, many fans online started to call out queer coding Inside Out 2 for the moment the first... Oh, so this is the opposite thing. Instead of people complaining about one thing, people were complaining about another thing, and that caused the problem. The movie also teased a deep, dark secret that Riley was harboring throughout, only to reveal in the post-credit that the secret was that she once burned a hole in the carpet. It was a joke. Many fans thought
That's
that
a
Riley
Back to the
Riley-
Future reference!
Yeah. Many fans thought that it would be Riley was actually grappling with her sexuality and baited. So it's the other side of the fandom, the one that claims that everything has to be gay. It's the other assholes. So it wasn't these assholes complaining, it was those assholes over there.
Every asshole!
Everyone's an
So
asshole.
are you telling that we are surrounded by assholes?
We are surrounded by assholes. Yo!
Okay, we
Hang
can
on a
stop
minute.
here. We're
Yeah,
almost
let's
done.
stop here before one
Let's
blows
stop.
a
So
blood
it
vessel.
wasn't that side of the fandom. It was the other shitty side of the fandom. It was all shit.
Ah!
Now, of course, basically we have a case that this doesn't matter. None of this matters. You know why?
Why?
Because they were proven right. This movie succeeded. It succeeded beyond their wildest dreams, and that means that they're going to do it again. And again, and again, and again, and again. Because as long as it succeeds, it works. Fun fact, this happened once with Dragon Age.
Oh.
Dragon Age 1 was made under horrible crunch. Incredibly shitty working conditions. And one of the developers said, I hope this game doesn't succeed. It succeeded beyond their wildest dreams.
And were
That
those
would
were
have
those
been-
employees laid off?
Most likely, they're not working there anymore, that's for sure.
Of course.
The BioWare that before doesn't exist anymore. Shit, look at the trailer for the most recent BioWare games. Point in case is, none of what we discuss here matters. You know why? Because they won. They succeeded. They have proof that they can treat their people like shit, throw them away, not even pay them the money they deserve, because as long as they get enough crunch in there, it's going to succeed. And as long as this keeps succeeding and people keep making money on these movies, they're just going to keep doing this. I'm not even angry. I haven't even seen Inside Out 2. I saw Inside Out 1. It was cute. I saw the short. Yeah, Riley's got a boy. I don't know if that dude shows up in the second one. Maybe that means Riley's bi. Who gives a shit? What matters is that the movie succeeded beyond everybody's wildest expectations. It cleared the line. And now every single other movie they make is expected to reach that level of work. Which means that every single other project, they're going to keep treating their people like shit.
They're continuing to learn the wrong lessons!
They refuse to learn any lesson. Why would you learn anything? You won. $1.6 billion.
Jesus.
1.6. I want you to think about that. How many movies you can make with $1.6 billion?
Yeah.
A
Well,
hell of a lot.
It's going to keep
Scroll-
happening
scroll up in the
as
chat.
long
yeah,
as
let's
it
scroll
keeps
up on the
making
chat.
money.
Let's see here. Okay. All right.
Okay, we get it. You don't like Sora and Kyrie. We
Oh,
get it.
no. Sarah Serenity does have a point. Some people in the Sokai fandom are
Fucking batshit
terrible.
crazy.
Some are, yeah.
They're
Very,
batshit crazy.
very fucking
It's
toxic.
shipping. All
I'm
of
not
it
saying
is
it's just
garbage.
them.
It's just poison.
But no,
everywhere.
no one should actually be threatening the writers and everything.
Yeah, not
to
surprised.
the point of like, you should kill yourself. No,
I
no,
I
no,
mean,
no, no,
isn't
no, no,
like
no.
kind of already canon that Sora and Kairi are a thing? Like,
It's hinted.
It's hinted.
hinted my
hinted.
ass. She was left at the end of the game literally waiting for him.
Again.
I know.
When those two see each other, they're going to have like an actual sex scene on screen.
Now,
Grief.
Fart Knocker
See,
said,
Disney Thanos, yeah. Disney made the Skywalker family, the Kardashians.
Oh
Star
my
Wars.
god, you're right.
No.
"Oh,
Explore the galaxy,
that
damn
is
it."
such a horrible
I
comparison."
mean, I do agree. I'm getting kind of tired of Sand Planets. The salt one was
Wait,
nice, change of
really?
pace.
What's up? What's 200
30.
Soka? Yeah.
What?
Fandom
Wow.
Dude, what the
Catherine.
fuck?
I'm
No,
sorry
it's-
to
No,
hear
it's
that.
Whoa!
Hinted, but no, it's not canon unless they don't say, no, they're together.
Also,
it's not
Ben
canon
Cruz
until they
makes
said
a
that,
point.
so.
Disney owns pretty much everything. Disney is
Yeah.
Thanos.
You have no
Yeah.
choice but to work for them, and they'll throw you away, and they'll still make money. Like,
Also, Mr. Quake, I didn't realize you were here. Sorry, how you doing, buddy? Welcome to the Ravens Flock. We appreciate
yeah, no,
you joining
this is
us.
genuinely a worst case scenario because not only will they got away with treating their workers like shit and tossing them into the garbage, they have confirmed that they basically have one person with talent working at that office.
And that's bad.
And when that dude leaves,
Or
Where's your
something
talent?
unfortunate
Where's
happens.
your talent then?
it's Jober.
Yeah, you
He
can't.
has never been
he
more
left.
Jober than
Okay,
he is now.
Where's
so
your talent? Where's
your talent,
I'm gonna give you a
Where's your
little.
Or when he
buddy.
retires, it's like,
I'm gonna give you a little situation. What happened for me? A previous job, I was literally one of the best people they had.
yeah.
So they kept taking away work from the people who weren't working as much, and
give it
gave
to
it to me so that I could, pick up the slack. And then I left for, greener pastures.
Yeah.
And they said, "Oh, we have to find a xeiana 2.0." They never found a xeiana.
No, they
2.0.
didn't.
That could also
And,
be the same for me too.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, you can't put all of your
Eggs in
one
the
basket.
one
eggs in
basket.
one basket because when that person leaves, you are fucked. Who's gonna pick up the slack?
Good question. They'll probably just hire another director, and when he doesn't succeed, they'll throw him away and
Yeah,
repeat the
but
process.
you
ad
need to
infinitum.
have multiple people who are amazing at it that you can say, "Oh, this person's
no,
too busy
no.
with that.
They
We can go to
do.
this person."
Here's the deal. They probably do have people that are amazing at it. A company that big doesn't last that long without multiple talents. The problem is, this guy made Toy Story. Like, there is good, excellent, talented, and then there is Kurosaki fucking Ichigo. Standing on the sky with a generational, like, he might genuinely be a prodigy at what he does. But you cannot rely on a business. Actually, it's kind of terrifying how many businesses rely on that one guy who knows what the hell he's doing.
Yeah.
Yep.
And something as big as Pixar is relying on that one guy.
What they need to have is they need to have people that not only can you rely on, but they have to be able to bring in teams of folks that they can rely on, that the company
Yep.
can then invest in and cultivate and have
Yeah.
these other folks
We
come
did.
up. We used to do that.
We did. We got Lightyear.
No, I'm talking before that. I'm not even talking about Pixar.
Oh no, they don't care about before. They care about what happened recently. And recently, remember, they think of simple, stupid terms. This caused a failure, so obviously we should never do it again, ever.
That means you could never, ever, ever take a risk again, and then you
No
become
improvements.
stagnant. And then
Nothing
literally people start saying, "Wow, this kind of
Why
sucks."
do you think we're still trying to get Kung Fu Panda sequels, even though the fourth one was
Why do you
miserable?
Why do you think the Final Fantasy franchise is only now starting to get to Final Fantasy 16 when they milk 7 like there's no tomorrow?
Yeah.
Granted, 7's amazing.
It's pretty
There's-
damn good.
It's pretty damn good. But there's only so much milk left in those udders.
I just,
Funny you mentioned that. That
Ooh.
actually has become a main complaint about the most recent installment, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Oh yeah.
In that, okay,
I thought it was no, you're right.
The
just
second
remake
one.
the
You're right.
rebirth.
Yeah.
because they basically have to stretch this big stretch of time where nothing happens. There is a
Yeah.
there are massive slugs of just traveling and talking and doing a shit ton of useless minigames.
That is one thing that I have to say.
The combat is
It
great.
should never have been broken up.
When the actual story shows up, is good, but there's just these big flat stretches of jack shit in between.
Yeah.
Because they're like, guys, maybe it was a bad idea to stretch this game into 3 games.
Yeah, no,
Do you think?
no.
Maybe?
Honestly, they should have just done it as 2 parts,
Yeah.
and also
Instead of
because mainly
3.
people were wanting to do.
Yeah.
Come on, fill it in. They wanted to do.
The plot? What?
What do
Chocobo
people?
racing?
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
there's that.
Yeah. What do people usually do when they play those games?
Golden saucer.
they go to
Forever.
Golden Saucer, and they're like. They
Everything is
forget
great in
about
Golden
what's
Saucer.
happening. Oh yeah, the meter's up there.
now
Nope,
they're
nope,
basically-
Golden Saucer.
They're basically forcing the golden saucer on you. Like, say what you will about 16 and how its side quest like design was kind of crap.
Yeah.
The plot is fairly straightforward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There is some dead space in between, but you don't have to wait forever until you get to the big set piece.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
like
Yeah.
they had some proper timing and what's the word I'm looking for here? It's just the design. That's it. It's just the design.
The property execution.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But that being said, getting back to the main subject at hand, this is a very shitty business practice from Pixar, and unfortunately,
It's gonna
this
blow up in their face. When
it's
we
gonna
do
blow up in their
It
face.
already
One of these,
is.
it already is, but it already is blowing up
yeah,
in their
but then
face.
there's gonna be that one thing that is just gonna be the end of it.
We're waiting for that because this is shitty, but the problem is it's still succeeding.
It's that
And
ticking time bomb.
Unfortunately, it's a formula that is still succeeding. So we don't see developing companies like Pixar going under anytime soon.
But it's just a ticking time
I'm
bomb.
sorry, but if you're literally are threatened to, oh no, if this doesn't succeed, you're over. Dude, seriously? It's, again, as you said, Pixar's been around since how long now?
The 90s.
The
It's been
90s?
around since the 90s.
And
Yeah.
so you think that just because one thing fails, it's going to go under? That's
Like, come on, man. The
stupid.
That
infrastructure
just goes
can't
to
be
show
that
how bad
fragile.
you are at managing your work.
Sadly, it is. Like, the infrastructure really is that fragile, but you're basically stacked several crumbling buildings on top of each other, and their weight is supporting them. But, like I said, they succeeded only because it's Pixar Disney. Their movies make money, and that movie made a fuck ton of money. Funny, because I don't hear nobody talking about the plot, so I'm not sure how good it must have been. As long as it keeps making money, it's not going to work. When the tried and true method starts to fail, then they'll try something different. Because they only listen to how much green they're making. Nothing else.
That's right. Money talks, unfortunately.
Tetsuya Nomura.
Wait, have
made
the
it-
writers actually said that?
Let's see. Tetsuya Nomura made it clear the games are about friendship, and the writers have publicly said they want Sora and Riku as the main canon
Really?
couple. What the fuck?
I
didn't
wanna-
expect
I
to
wanna-
say that,
I
to
wanna-
break
I wanna
records.
see-
Deliver source, I want
wanna
to
see
hear
that.
about this.
Yeah, I
they
wanna
should have
see
kept
that
Toy
too.
Story after 2, 3 was depressing, and I hated
Yeah,
4.
let-
Now they're
let's
making
just say-
5.
Wait, we're waking at 5.
I'm sorry, but yeah, no, I agree
Cloud
with
and a
this.
thruple.
I
with
did
Aerith and
not
Tifa.
watch 4, and honestly, Toy Story should have ended.
After
They're trying to
haven't
milk
even
it.
watched
4
2.
is. You know what 4 is about? I'll tell you
No,
what 4
2
is
is
about.
actually really good.
I haven't even watched
2 is great.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what 4 is about. 4 is about telling you that 3 doesn't matter. That's it.
Well, I didn't watch 3.
I'm not
so.
kidding you.
Wow.
It basically goes against every theme of the franchise up to this point, and it just pisses all over it.
But
Though
at
I
least
won't
we got
lie,
Keanu Reeves.
At least Keanu Reeves as Evil Knievel was kind of funny, but that's not enough to save it. The plot is just
Duke
genuinely.
Kaboom.
Okay, but what
Garbage.
about that character where that one little plastic spoon thing he
He's
was?
the worst part of that entire film.
Oh,
Yeah, no,
despise
it
that
was-
little shit.
It was bad.
You
It
know
was
how
bad.
he's literally made from garbage? That should have been his name.
What?
Yeah, no, it
fuck.
was no. Like,
okay then.
I didn't care for the character
I-
at all.
I
I-
don't even know
that-
what you guys
I
are
was
talking
like,
about because
don't-
I have
don't worry.
never
You're better
seen
off.
it.
Don't worry.
It's like a kindergarten.
I haven't
One,
even
two,
seen 2, so I haven't
Don't
even
worry.
seen the
Just
rest.
watch
No,
1, 2,
John-
and 3, and you're good.
Sis, watch 2. 2 is good.
When you think about it, though, the fact that we're getting yet another one is just another sign of the company once again playing
Milking.
it safe.
They're milking
Desperation to play it as safe as possible because the line is too high, the budgets are not allowed to go low, and if you
But-
fail one time, your entire building
Isn't
crumbles
it that
to the
most
ground.
people who are fans of Toy Story are just like, dude,
We don't want
let it
another one?
end.
No,
Let
I
it
care
end.
for 4.
All right, well, let's read a couple more comments here before we wrap things up.
Ulysses Fart Knocker. Resident Evil 4 became Game of the Year twice. Let that sink
Yep.
in. Game of the Year. The original GameCube release of Resident Evil 4 was one of the best games ever made. And 20 years later, they did it again with the remake. Amazing when you think about it, but it kind of shows the state of this industry.
Yeah, we're doing remakes of the best games now because we're afraid of the bad games.
The fifth, and Sarah Serendi saying the fifth Toy Story is dealing with iPad kids, and from what I've read, the main antagonist is going to deal with Buzz.
That is the most... this became outdated the second they announced it. Really?
What?
And I'm done.
Like-
Fuck that.
Well, actually, when you think about it, making a Toy Story movie now doesn't work because kids barely play with toys to begin with.
Yeah.
It's sad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, if you want to make a Toy Story, make it about game consoles.
Yeah.
The bad guy's PS5. He's angry because he has no games.
Well, I mean, you want to know
Well,
what
we
really
have it.
worked
Well, we
well?
have that kind of thing. It's called Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah,
It's
Wreck-It
called the Ralph
Ralph.
move.
Wreck-It Ralph did it very
God,
well.
why was the second one so shit?
Because they decided to bring the internet into
It
it.
was okay.
It
It,
was-
didn't live up to the first one, but
That
it was
was-
okay.
Yeah.
That scene with the princesses was kind of funny.
I mean, that was funny. Yeah.
Now, with that being said, folks, we have reached the end of the episode, and we appreciate all of you for tuning in tonight. You guys have been fantastic. Hold your horses. We're going to get to it. Now, Angel Mendez, I must turn my attention to you because while you may have dropped the ball several times in that wacky circus, we're still not done with the story of Shadow the Hedgehog.
No, we are not. The edge never ends, and neither do I. We're gonna edge our way all the way to the week. That's right.
The hero.
We're gonna
to
spend
the hero,
the entire week
Yeah.
edging so we can finish the hero route, where we are the nice Shadow who helps ladies cross the street and actually pays for his taxes. That kind of Shadow.
Wait, do they even pay taxes?
They're hedgehogs. What
They
taxes?
fucking better if they
What
don't want
taxes? They're hedgehogs.
to. Ring
Hero
taxes,
tax.
motherfucker.
The hero
Here you
tax.
go. I've got 900 rings.
Awesome. Thank you, Sonic. See, Shadow, you should be like Sonic. He's a proper citizen of whatever the
I
fuck
don't know
this
what
city's
you're
called.
talking about. I've paid the exact amount of rings I'm supposed to.
He paid the
see-
taxes with his life.
You see, I studied your tax code, and through multiple legal loopholes and provisions that you yourselves abuse daily, I only owe you one ring. And as in fact, you actually owe me a backdated amount of rings for 50 years that I've been
Cold
to my
gun, take him
nation.
out now. See,
Pay up.
This is what Shadow was in the park. He doesn't want to walk into the city because they keep trying to take his money. But we will keep trying to make our way through the hero route of Shadow the Hedgehog. And I do hope that you are enjoying this as much as we are enjoying it.
Edgy
Because
the
we'll do
hedges.
this every Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube and...
I can't do that.
Kick.
I'm not wearing shoes.
Kick. All right.
Oh, yeah.
And for any wrestling fans out there, tune into my program, Wrestle Rewind, which is every Thursday night at 10 p.m. Eastern right here on YouTube at Kick, where me and my partner here, Mr. Juan Arauz,
Don't touch me!
we review 3 of the most exciting professional wrestling programs in North America today: WWE's NXT, AEW Dynamite, and TNA Impact. We hope you tune in this week because we'll be reviewing the upcoming TV special of AEW's Grand Slam.
This is the one that didn't sell
the one that didn't sell
4,000 tickets.
4,000 tickets at the aforementioned Arthur Ashe Stadium in Queens, New York. Oh,
If you
better.
can't sell out a stadium in New York City for pro wrestling,
Think about
you've
that.
got a fucking problem!
It's
And we-
fucking New York.
It's
And-
fucking New York!
And we look forward to
It's
discussing.
New York. They love fighting each other.
All right, and we look forward to discussing it all Thursday night. But before we get to that, we have a program on Wednesday night, don't we?
We have like, you don't even try to, fucking whatever. It's like, we have a program, we have a thing that is ADOS Thursdays.
Yeah.
It's like, fucking at least describe like you describe with us.
There is an object in front of me right now.
Motherfuckers. We're talking about the Black Files. That's my show, the uncensored and uncompromising interview and review podcast of the Ravens Flock. As you saw here tonight, we covered a whole wide swath of stories in the world of geek culture, nerd culture, pop culture, and everything in between. But on the Black Files, we just home in on one story, and we cut down deep to the freaking cut to the bone of the matter and get to the truth of it. This past Wednesday, we talked about P. Diddy getting arrested, and guess what? You know the thing that I was fucking worried about?
Yeah.
No, the thing that I was worried about with with why we should have actually waited for Diddy to be tonight's headline?
What?
There being new developments and more fucking issues?
What happened this time?
There are new developments and more fucking issues!
Is that the one where he claimed the Obamas were in the party?
Oh,
too?
no.
Or is that the one with his mom?
Oh, no, it's the things with his mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, number one, he talks, like, it was reported after our show, went on the air that, motherfucking Diddy's now on suicide watch. Sorry, guys, but yeah, he's trying to, if he's trying to give himself the Jeffrey Epstein rope
I'm gonna
trick.
say it right now. Diddy didn't kill himself.
Yeah, and probably didn't. Yeah, but that's bullshit. Number
Too
one.
many
Number
important
two,
people in those parties, man.
Number two, we've got, like, some evidence in the footage of these freak-offs that apparently is being analyzed. Oh, no, we're
Yeah,
talking about,
I know about the clip.
police investigators and shit.
Yep.
And some of the women involved may not have been women's, but they may have been younger than, and I'll leave it at that. Yeah.
You know what? I wish I could say I'm surprised. I wish I could say I'm disgusted. But my only response is, of course he did.
Because of course he did.
Because of course he
You
did.
see, all of this information could have been here tonight and would have been all in one big ball. And I could have been able to talk about media literacy and talk about how fucking idiots were taking Russian money because they're unprincipled, unscrupulous dogs.
Are you gonna
when it
hang that
comes-
over my-
Yes! Yes, I will! You know why? Because on the Black Files, we cut to the truth of the matter. We don't hold our opinions back. We don't hold back our thoughts on shit. And on the Black Files, We try to help not only inform and entertain, but educationate peoples in our freaking
We
audience.
deserve Russian money.
I literally sold everyone in the team
Where
like,
the
listen,
hell
guys.
did that come from?
I have no morals and I'm very flexible.
Listen, if they're willing to pay us each $1 million for a single video,
Yeah.
we'll have to have a talk, because that's $1 million fucking dollars.
Yeah, bro, I'll sit here and I'll
But
sing
even
the
then-
fucking Mother Russia anthem if I have to.
But even then, that's still a conversation to be had. We'd
The
have to take a
conversation
vote.
is, do you want money?
The conversation is, do I want my
Mine.
soul?
Oh my god, you're serious.
That
this
was
is why I like you,
very
Juan. You're a
dirty
special
money,
man.
guys.
Angel, you do know you're the odd one out, right?
You're an amazing special man. All of you.
That is very dirty money. You don't know where that money's been.
Baby, all money is dirty money. The question is how much.
Be sure to
Sergio
request
will
access
put
as
there.
we go to the Black Files live every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and Kick.
Yeah, we're
And-
talking about important stuff.
Hang on. You?
No.
Jeez, what are you, a petulant child?
Yes!
So do you want the
Who is
Russian
the
money or not?
oldest? Who is the oldest here?
I'll take it.
Yeah. And of course, tune into our main show, the #1 show on our channel, The Ravens Flock, which is every Saturday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern right here on YouTube and Kick, where we, the motley crew of nerds, are gathered here to discuss with you the latest news and topics circulating in the world of nerd and geek culture. Whether it's a slow week, a busy week, or even a dead week, no matter how many gaming companies are getting sued, or no matter how many people are getting laid off for bullshit reasons, there's always something to discuss, and we'll be here to share with each and every one of you. Real quick, thank you for the $1.99 super sticker from Genie Rick.
Ooh, yum yum.
Yay!
Yay!
Oh yeah, really quick. How do you guys do?
Cut it
jump
out with
scares?
pushing for Poppy's playtime. We get it. It's funny, but Angel's gonna lose his fucking mind.
No,
I mean-
how much do you like jump scares?
Oh my
the thing
god.
is, I did already try out Poppy's Playtime.
No,
It's
you
fun.
didn't.
It's
I
fun.
wasn't scared because it's the kind of horror game that doesn't scare
Sure.
me anymore.
Juan's having a meltdown.
Sure.
Give him a hug.
Don't touch me.
Okay
No,
then.
seriously, like the ones that actually let me fight, those are the ones that scare me. The ones that make me completely helpless, I'll be like, I'm just gonna ram my head against this wall until the solution shows up.
Okay then.
It
Well,
always does.
Sort of like with what we were doing at Bendy and the Ink Machine. You were
That-
stuck with the puzzles.
That's what it started.
oh god.
I just shoved
Puzzles.
myself to death until I figure it out.
Now, folks, once again, we want to thank you all for tuning in tonight. You guys have been very fantastic on the chat, and this is something that we've been doing since 2013, working hard and staying strong to make your voice our mission. With that being said, Juan, plug us away.
Don't mind if I do. Folks, thank you very much for watching this week's live stream edition of The Ravens Flock, hosted by Jose Casabona, Angel Mendez, Dragonfang Cosplay, Xeiana Cosplay, and yours truly, Juan Arauz. As we bring you the latest news of the world of geek culture, nerd culture, pop culture, and everything in between, working hard to stay and strong to make your voice our mission. Join us as we go live every Saturday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, simulcasting on YouTube and Kick. Hit the subscribe or the follow button, ring the notification bell to stay up to date on all of our content. Become an inner flocker by hitting the join button, and until next time, continue to follow us on Facebook.com/the Where the hell did it go?
I have no idea.
Where did it go?
King Crimson.
There it is. Wow, hang on. Hang on. No, it's not me. The fucking program was lagging. No one can hear you.
All right.
No one can hear you on the
kept hitting
microphone.
skip.
Everybody, quit yelling.
You told me to quit yelling and I'll make you yell for the rest of your life.
Stop spin dashing. Juan.
Eat a dick and die, you freaking Russian rube.
You're making my mistakes and spin
All
dashing
right,
off stage.
let's-
Continue to follow us on Facebook.com/TheRavensFlock, Twitter.com/RavensFlock13, Instagram.com/TheRavensFlock online, Kick.com/TheRavensFlock, and of course, remember to hit the subscribe button and ring the tiny little notification bell right here on our flagship platform, YouTube.com/TheRavensFlock, humble home of the Black Files, Los Amigos Play, Wrestle Rewind, and The Ravens Flock.
All right. Once again, folks, we want to thank you all for tuning in to the special edition tonight. Nerds watching all over the internet. We are the Ravens Flock, and Nintendo, Pokemon, it ain't that deep, bro.